Hello.
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 Hello?
Hello.
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 Hello. We're
Hello.
here. We're here. We're starting stream on time.
We're
Today.
here. We're queer. We're relatively on time.
That
I can
doesn't
ask
rhyme.
for.
We'll have to shop it a little bit more.
Well, yeah. Between now and next time, we'll workshop it.
It's fine.
We're here.
We'll
We're
get
queer on time. We're here.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
just gonna reuse a word. That's
We'll just-
fine.
yeah, that's they do
It
that in
rhymes.
music all the time anyway. So
We're
Yeah, they
here. We're here. We're queer, and we're quite on time. No, we're.
My dear.
We're
My
on
dear.
time, my
Wow, we're quite on time, my dear. There we
oh,
go.
there we go.
Oh,
I
Olivia's
was
here
trying to
save
think
the
of
day.
how to shoehorn the word steer in there, but
I see. I was stuck on the word fear. And
Oh.
that wasn't working.
oh, that maybe not. Maybe not. We're here, we're queer and full of fear. Let's get,
Valid.
get
Full of
in there. Well, who likes coffee? I love segues.
I love me some coffee. Tell me, Jason, where could I get some coffee? You know, I have some stipulations though. I want coffee that is gay.
Uh-huh.
And
I
it
can do
also
that for you.
needs it also needs to be 10% off specifically.
Specifically 10% off. When would you like that 10% off? Would you like it at checkout?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I can get that for you too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, in fact, I can get you coffee from a black queer-owned company that just so happens to also sponsor this stream, and I can get you that 10% off at checkout.
Oh, say more.
Oh, I don't have to. I could just say less. Use code Nexilis Games at Grinding Coffee Co. And you can get yourself some damn good coffee, and it's queer. So,
With that link that just popped up in the chat.
that
you
that
mean?
linky in the chat right there. That's where it is. That's where you
Hey.
go. And again, say less. Nexilis Games. That's the code to get you that good 10% off discount.
Ah, Jason, you always know how to hook me up, huh?
I sure do, and you can now hook yourself up to an IV of that good gay agenda coffee right into your veins.
Do they have it in cold brew?
You know, I think they do.
Oh,
You know, actually, I don't even think. I know they have cold brew because I've seen it with my own eyes on their website. You should go use the link and go check it out on their website and see with your own eyes. Don't take my word for it. Seeing is believing. Now go to their website and go see what they have there because it all sounds amazing, and I would drink it every single day if I could.
and if you're like me and shouldn't drink caffeine, fret not. They are coming out with decaf here soon.
You can
Very excited.
you can be good to your body,
Well,
better to your body
yeah.
than the alternative.
You can drink it at 2 in.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
decaf.
If it's
The
decaf,
prime time to be drinking coffee
2
in the
a.m.
morning. You know, I say that, I believe my girlfriend would do that. Either one of them. Either one of my girlfriends would do that.
At 2 in the
Valid.
morning. Just drinking coffee.
Uh,
And you
I'm
can.
in tears.
If you get some coffee from Grinding Coffee Co., use code Nexilis Games at checkout to get that good discount.
all right, I'm sold. Now, people in the chat, you should also go buy some coffee, please.
You
Thank
should also be sold.
Yes, you should also be
This
sold.
is great.
If not, we're gonna have to. If not, we're gonna have to workshop this too later.
Be sold.
Yeah.
Some coffee can be sold.
These advertisements are going to get weirder if you don't go and so if you want to spare us from absolutely going out of our minds, I think you
Or, if you want more of this, just go buy a bunch of coffee, and we'll know. We'll know what it means.
should. If you
will.
come to
I gotta
us
encourage
wired
shenanigans.
and ask for crazy ads, we'll know that you bought coffee from Grinding Coffee Co.
And for you, we'll do it.
Yeah.
And we'll just improv them like insane people who've drank coffee at 2 in the morning.
Hey!
That's exactly how it goes. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
This is how advertisements work on twitch.tv/Thesperience.
I would like to request more wacky ads, please, and thank you.
wacky
I
ads.
have a chicken
Well,
suit.
Yes.
I have a chicken. Please. We'll work it in
Except-
there somehow. We'll work it in.
You're gonna have to come back for our next Verbena stream to see how that gets folded in.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. We won't have nobody in the Clocked In streams are good. It's in just here.
Just here.
Just here. So if you want to see
I was gonna do the whole just the two of us, but there's like
just the
5
chicken suit. You can see it if you
You
come
try.
see the chicken suit.
See the chicken soup.
Don't tell me, I'll bring it out.
Yeah.
We should probably also introduce ourselves.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Sorry. We're just confusing you at this point. Let's
Singing a chicken song, though.
the chicken song. We're creating art. Anyway, let's start up at the top of the screen with that beautiful little doodle. Who's that little doodle up there?
Oh, it's me. I'm the doodle.
Tell us about yourself, Doodle.
Hi, I'm Doodle. I play Pips. No, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Olivia. I play Pips. She's a harpy. She's a server, and she's very nervous, and she's very excited to see what happens. As is Olivia. That's about as much as I got. We can go on to the next.
What are your
No, I want
pronouns,
to hear
Doodle?
I want to hear the rest of the story of your life with all the
Yeah.
giggles in between.
Well, it all started when I was born.
That's when it started?
Maybe. I don't know.
What are your pronouns, Doodle up in the corner?
Oh, hi. I forgot those. Your pronouns, you need them. It's fine. I forgot them. It's fine. No, my pronouns are she, her, as are my D&D characters. So, yeah.
Very
I
good.
started anything else I forgot. I'm really bad at this.
No, I think you're good. I think
You're doing fantastic.
actually, real quick, why don't you plug that Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, so my Twitter is at OllieArtie, OLLIEARTIE. That's a lot of letters, but hopefully it'll get put up into chat, ? You can find me on Instagram and Twitter there. Yeah.
Also, if you like One Piece,
No, wait, Jason.
she does have a Twitter called It's Your Kitchen, and I think you should follow it because it's really good One Piece art. And even if you don't know about One Piece or haven't seen it, you should go and follow it because her art's really good. So
I have put that link in the chat as well.
cool.
Oh,
So everyone
God
go
dang it,
follow
Kaiser.
Olivia. Tell her to live her true pirate dreams.
God.
That's what you have to do.
Okay.
All right. And who's that in the really funky, cozy looking snuggie? That's not a snuggie.
What's up? My name is Mish. I'm not using pronouns tonight, so don't perceive me. I play Atticus Brookside, who is a gorgeous shark man, and is apparently like the most threatening thing that Pip has ever met in her entire life.
I'm about that. I'm so about that. Do you
I'm
have a
sorry,
social
she's so
media that you
afraid.
want to plug? Real quick, like?
Again, that's part of that perceiving thing, so you're really kind of like making this hard on me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing everything in my power to perceive you as
As
like
little as
as
possible.
little as possible. Yeah.
No, you can find me at all my social medias. It's all Mish Arts, MICHEART. On Twitch and on Twitter, you have to put a little underscore between Mish and Arts. Because I don't know, it demanded that I needed those, I guess. And on Twitter, you could find me losing my mind about ships for 2 weeks straight at a time before I change to something else that I'm hyper focused on. Sometimes I do webcomics. I used to stream, but I'm trying to get my computer updated so I could change away from Streamlabs and do like Stream Elements or something else like that, because they look like they have better setups. And yeah, I'm going to be in 2 more visual novels, so check those out on Itch.io when they come out. One is currently called Meet and Greet Mystery Game, and the other is called hold on, I have to look because I don't remember.
That's such a
Heck of a
unique
name.
game.
For a
Yeah.
second.
No, right? It's great.
Hold on,
it's
I
so
have to
good.
look.
I love how all of us made the exact same joke.
Thanks. I love it. You're over perceiving me now. It's called Death March of the Butterflies.
Ooh.
I like that.
I will be playing a demon general that you can smooch on, and he sounds super hot. There's no art for it yet, but as soon as there is, I'll probably just completely lose my mind about it.
Yeah.
Ballad.
Valid.
That's so good. I love it. Wow, that's a lot of rainbow. Who's that?
My
trying
name
to
is
think.
Ashley. I use they, them, and z, them pronouns. I own a chicken suit. I'm going to play George Lambert Day, who uses he, him pronouns. He is a navigator on our lovely little boat. He likes plants and animals. He offered to fight anyone who threatens Pips. So we're going to see if he follows through on that promise tonight.
Oh, God.
He probably won't because he's never been in a fight before. He's
Oh my
more
goodness.
confident.
I keep forgetting that George has never fought anyone ever.
Ever.
He's suddenly like,
I
I'll
mean,
throw
yeah,
hands
George.
for you. I don't care.
Ella, dude.
It
What
said
is it?
it's not
Shark shape?
necessary, but she will believe in you.
What shark-shaped dude do I have to punch?
Looks up at this dude that's like 2 feet taller than him.
Oh, dear God.
Who has done literally nothing but come over and play a violin at him.
Yeah, that dude has done nothing wrong.
I love that, though. Also, Ashley, do you have anything you want to plug real quick?
I do. You can find me. I don't know if my card link has been or will be posted in the chat, but it's ashleycraft.card.co. And you can also find me on Twitter at Ashley_craft or on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, most other websites at just Ashley Craft without the underscore. And also I'm working on some fun projects like my Diary of Mothman Kickstarter, which has massively beat its goal already. And we're just 5 days or so in. So we have almost $8,000 for it already. Well above our original goal and stretch goals. So this is the only time to get in on getting the letters sent to your house. So when the month is up, that's your only chance to get in if you want the letters before the podcast comes out. And Mothman will send you letters to your house, and you'll get a nice queer story of found family and belonging sent right to your door.
It's
I
literally
love
all
it.
I ever want.
Good.
Letters
I
from
want
Mothman.
Mothman.
I want those in my life.
Good.
Love it. Wow, that's a lot of polka dots. Who's I'm at this point I'm just, throwing stuff out there. Hello polka dots, who are you?
Hi, I'm Polka Dots. Hi, I am Casper Oliver. I am, my pronouns are they, them, and he, him. So today I am your apparently 50s housewife who will shiv you if you insult my cooking. And honestly, I'm here for it.
Love it.
You can find me on anywhere under Casper Oliver or Casper Oliver VO for voiceover. My link is also in the chat along with everyone else's. And I am in a bunch of stuff. Jar Rebuke is currently on a production hiatus, but we are working on writing some more scripts, so that'll be coming back. Voice acting for Finley and the Chaos Crew, Ashley's podcast. You can also hear me in The Soft Boiled Detective, which Mish is also in. And you can also hear me in Georgia Romero is Done For, which is by the same people. Hello from the Hollowwoods. I'll be in a live show with them on the 22nd of March. It'll be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to help support charity and hear me and another non-binary creator voice act at each other for about an hour, tune in. Yeah, and every other Monday I'm here for Verbena, and then the other Mondays I am on this channel, same time, same place, but I am in the DM seat for Clocked In. And I'm sure there's more, but that's mostly what I do. I also make homebrew tabletop RPG like classes and subclasses. Currently working on a Bard College of Law, so like Ace Attorney, the Chicago musical, those kind of vibes. Elle Woods, and then I have some Druid stuff I'm gonna make later. But yeah, that's me, and you can find all that shit in my card, and it's in the chat. Hello.
All that shit is just there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff. It's there.
What was
It's
that?
in there. It's around.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Hello. I'm on the bottom of your screen.
Hello, handsome man at the bottom of the screen. What's your name?
My name is Handsome Man at the bottom of the screen, and I'm just kidding. It's Jason. Hi. Hello. I am Jason. I am your DM. I ran myself ragged writing stuff for this cool little thing that we're doing here. I'm gonna put everyone on a boat. It's a fun time. I'm your DM, and I'm also a player for Clocked In. So if you want to see me as the world's dopiest elf, come on over. It's a great time. It's so much fun.
Is it an elf with real himbo energy?
Yeah, I'd say so. I need to get out of the himbo stereotype, but once you're in,
I'd call Saris.
They're a thembo.
He's like, they're on the thembo spectrum, but like not as far himbo as you've gone with other tabletop characters.
Like their dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have crusty socks, so
Yeah, so this doesn't have crunchy socks. That's the only difference. Yeah. So I do stuff like this where I play D&D on stream. I stream on my own channel. We're getting back into it, doing some cool voiceover stuff, hanging out and doing overlays. We're finally getting around to doing our Don't Starve Together stream on Wednesday. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this time.
We're doing it.
It's a cursed stream, but we're gonna do it eventually. I do voiceover stuff for indie games. Definitely follow the Nightshade Twitter. There's gonna be some interesting announcements coming out soon, hopefully. They were playtesting some last few bugs to iron out today, and things are looking good for release soon.
Hey,
Keep an eye on that.
tell us about those other games that you're in.
You should definitely download the Office Type updated demo on Steam and tell me who your Office Type is and add a little bit of love to your resume. I love that. I love saying that.
That's amazing.
It's so goofy.
It's
But
so good.
It's so good. You should go try it out. I wrote for a bit of it, and I helped with character stuff and sprite stuff and a lot of stuff. So go check it out. It's really cool. I love it. A lot of time went into that. Yeah. That's all I got. So, I think we talked about this outside of stream, but Olivia, would you like to give the rundown of what happened last session?
All right, last time on Total Drama Cruise. Here we go. Welcome to. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we weren't prepared. We weren't prepared.
No. Last time on Total Drama Cruise. Welcome to Verbena. We are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Verbena cruise. Yes, am I getting this correct? I am saying yes.
Good
50th
job.
Anniversary. Here we go. And in comes everyone on the ship. All right. So we got the cooks. We got the entertainment. We got the navigators. We got the servers. We got everyone piling in. And we meet our lovely 4 people who we will be following around the ship. We have our beautiful George. Yes, George. Ashley, you don't have your name at the bottom of your screen. So
oh no! I'm sorry.
Okay.
You got his name right though.
Up as like navigator, very confident, very cool, and they are awesome. But they did notice something weird happening around the ship. They noticed someone weird, and they haven't pursued it just yet. But they definitely got their eyes out on something. You know, very cool, very interesting. We'll come back to that in a minute. Then we've got Atticus, who has walked in confident, all full of swagger. This whole huge shark man. Grr, we love it.
Oh, we do.
Anyway, shark man walking in confident, full of swagger, and starts flirting viciously, not viciously, but supposedly viciously, towards this poor little bird girl who is probably 3 times as small as this poor shark boy.
I need to interject. No flirting happened because Atticus didn't even get to talk to her.
He ran away.
Hang on a minute. I'm working on that. I'm getting there. You can't skip the story. Hang on a minute. We getting there. I'm going around. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
This is good.
So So then we've got our good boy. We got Atticus coming at Pips, and they're coming with the violin, and Pips, boom, runs back into the kitchen because she is terrified because she is a shy, poor little bird. She is shaken out of her feathers. Oh my God, this poor bird. So she walks in, and who does she see but the best pastry chef out there, Mom, like crushing it, totally helps out, helps her, calms herself down, you know. Mom's just the best. Everyone loves them. You know, best time, best place, best mom. Love him. He seems to talk to himself though, but you know, it's okay. It's fine. We love him anyways. Anyway, welcome to the cast and crew, everyone. We're on the ship. We're all aboard. We're gonna have a great time. It was an excellent first day. Nothing too crazy going on besides, you know, the average 50th anniversary speculation. And then night falls. And you know what happens when night falls? Things get weird. Now, some of us slept through it all, but some of us, like George over here, noticed something really weird going on. And I think that's pretty much where we left off, right when the weird stuff was about to hit the fan.
The weird stuff specifically.
Weird stuff.
That is the best recap I've ever heard.
I feel like I experienced the entirety of last session in that moment.
Yeah.
I was there
Right?
again. I
feel
was
like missed
reliving it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
The
that was the
chat.
best recap.
It was great.
Also, Olivia, I don't know if you can see the chat, but the chat is like 10 out of 10. I love the recap. Best
They're
recap
loving
ever.
it.
They're loving it.
Applause.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Darling, they love you. They're eating it up. They love you up there.
They love me. They really love
Thank
me.
you, thank you. I try my best.
It was so good. I love it.
What?
This is
Okay.
how recaps need to be all the time,
Yes.
Honestly.
just like this. Well, I guess with that, the weird stuff. Do we remember what the weird stuff was? George was the one who slightly heard it.
Yes. Our fun little buddy that we met on the deck was muttering to himself and going over the checklist that George gave him and reading off what George had put on the checklist, but then also kind of amending it with his own little notes. And George couldn't quite hear what those were, but they sounded like they were the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't sound good.
It didn't.
Mm-mm. Didn't get good vibes off of that.
Oh, some really, really suspicious vibes. Well, good morning, everybody. It is the morning of the following day. I'm gonna need everybody to roll perception.
Oh, God.
We're starting. Okay.
Oh, we are starting.
ready.
Yes, we are starting. This is D&D.
Oh God, we're playing a game.
We're playing
Nat
a
20.
game. Oh boy.
dang it.
Well,
It's gonna be just like that other session where I
12.
used all of the nat 20s right at the beginning and then sucked the rest. It's probably gonna be the same here.
Okay, but wait, you're not gonna believe this.
You also roll a nat 20?
I also rolled a nat 20.
oh my lord.
Unfair. I rolled a 12.
George.
I got a
Have to
21.
pee.
20. I'm so sorry, Atticus. We had two nat 20s, a 21, and a 12. Beautiful.
Technically, I would have gotten a 22 if I added proficiency.
Oh,
Not
jeez.
proficiency, but my regular bonus. You know
Your
what I mean?
bonuses.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm sorry, we were rolling
lovely.
perceptions, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I rolled a 14.
Hey.
It's slightly better.
Okay.
Why did I think you were about to give a lower number?
No, me too. Honestly, I was worried for a second. I thought we were going to get something else. But, okay. For Atticus, you have a wonderful sleep. You
Yeah.
have your dreams are of the people that you performed for the night before, and you wonder to yourself if this is how it's going to be every single night that you're on this cruise. You're going to have a great night. You're going to play music. It's going to be fantastic. People are going to be eating it up. They're going to be having such a great time, and you're going to be the star of every show that gets put on this during this short little cruise. You're going to be the center of attention, and you're excited for it. You're ready.
As it should be. I have no qualms, no worries. I'm gonna hit on everybody. I'm gonna steal food off of their plates. Maybe some of them are gonna come to bed with me. It's kind of a, whatever falls on my tail is what falls on my tail.
Wonderful. I'm excited to see where that goes. We'll see. And for the 2022 supposedly and 21. You wake up to the sound of rushed footsteps coming down the hallway outside of your little quarters. It seems like there's a group of people, but as they kind of travel down the hall, it seems like they stop periodically in place. Just kind of almost as if they're losing people as they go along the corridor. You can hear some hurried whispers, a few kind of hushed orders given amongst the people who are kind of running through. And after a moment, everything grows silent.
So that's probably gonna stir some not great memories for Carter. So he's gonna kind of quickly like throw himself together, like, you know, get his uniform on, probably tuck his knives on him, just the general, and kind of slowly pops his head out into the hallway because that's weird.
Cool. Roll strength.
What?
That's terrifying.
Okay. Hold on. This is the first time I'm playing a fighter class, so
Ooh, fighters are fun.
just a base strength.
Yeah, just a strength check.
All right, so that's gonna be 18.
Cool.
Hey.
As you kind of go to push the door, you notice that there's a bit of resistance. You kind of step back and reassess and go to push the door again. And you hear a noise of surprise from the other side of the door. There is an individual standing on the other side of the door trying to keep it closed.
Oh, Carter, oh, hell no, and just slams his full body against the door.
And the door, as you hit it, it opens up, and the person on the other side kind of stumbles a little bit and just goes, "Hey, we got one!" And then there are people up and down standing in front of every single door. These are people that you don't recognize.
Carter pulls out a knife. Hey,
Pull
what
out
the
a
fuck
knife?
do you think you're doing? Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
And Carter is yelling. He's loud.
All right. Well, let me see. Let me roll.
So happy to sleep through the first fight of the game.
So you do hear people in the rooms up and down the hallway kind of get to their feet and go to the doors to try and join you. And as you hear this, the people in front of the doors are backing up to keep the doors closed.
I
So
try
those
to
people
punch the person.
Oh, you try to punch the person? Okay.
Yeah, Carter is like, you don't keep me in my quarters. I got a fucking job to do. Who the fuck do you think you are? Do you belong on this? It just bops him right in the face.
All right. Roll to attack.
It's time to start throwing people off the boat. Here we go.
Unlike George, he has been in a lot of fights.
Poor George.
They were like government sanctioned fights too. Okay, so just to punch, do I add anything to a
Strength.
hit?
Strength to
Strength.
an unarmed punch.
Okay, so that will be a 16.
A 16. Cool. Well, you notice this going on, and the guy behind you is trying to figure out a way to get you back into the room to keep you locked in. But before they could even go to muscle you in, they get decked right in the center of their face, right in their nose. And for all intents and purposes, their nose is broken now. You've broken their nose successfully. And it
That's
does...
hot.
They do give a moment of pause just to assess what's going on, like, oh my God. And he goes to lunge at you back.
That's fair. And
Yeah.
kind of expected. Yeah.
Cool. Does an 18 hit?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna look. I'm pretty sure that hits.
Let's see.
Yeah. That hits. Yeah.
Yeah, I imagined so. Cool. That unfortunately is only 1 point, though.
That's still a
little
point.
bit of damage. It's a little bit of damage. But he doesn't hit you in the same way that you did. It's more like a quick action, a quick like reflexive hit.
Mhm.
It does kind of get you in the shoulder a little bit, but it's more like a "how dare you" bop kind of thing. But it doesn't seem like he's actively trying to engage in any kind of combat with you. It's just to get you to go back into the room.
Okay. Carter takes off running
Okay.
to get away because he's like, something's going on. He probably assumes the ship is like being like taken in some way, and so he's looking for upper staff. He's looking for the captain or anyone else, and yeah.
So as you run past, the individual at the door is unable to kind of grab you and pull you back into the into your little quarter room thing. Let's see, George, what do you do this morning as you hear people rushing down the hallway?
Is George awake before this happens? Is he kind of starting his morning routine, or what's going on? What do you picture?
I'd say that this is around the time that you're waking up, because it's something you're hearing as you're kind of getting yourself together. So it's probably very early in the morning.
Okay, makes sense. So George probably, he hears the commotion, he hears people running down the hallway, and that kind of wakes him up, and he starts being like, I should probably go and see what's going on. He does try to put his socks on before he goes to look. He has the novelty socks, and he, for some reason, has brought so many socks with him, and he's trying to find two that match, but he keeps hearing commotion. He hears people starting to yell in the hall, so he just picks up two random ones eventually, just puts them on, puts his shoes on real quick.
Oh, George.
Oh, George.
He has one with birds on it and one with plants on it today. That's what he's ended up with.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
And
fantastic.
then is there any kind of peephole or anything on his door, like a hotel room has a little,
There is
look
a small
through?
peephole, yes.
He would look through the peephole then. He wants to see what's going on, but he's not brave enough to stick his head out.
All right, cool. I'm going to have you roll perception to see what your navigator eyes see.
Cool. That's going to be a 24.
Ooh. You do, as you look through the people, catch the tail end of everybody kind of working their way down the hallway. And you do see a few individuals that, again, you don't recognize, stop in front of your door and have a little bit of a communication very hurriedly, kind of like a you go there, and they kind of split up. The individual that's kind of giving these orders stops in front of your door and kind of faces away and backs up against the metal of the door and kind of covers the peephole with the back of their head. So from that point onwards, you can't really see what's going on, but you do see this little conversation, and then people kind of splitting up down the hallway, and then this person stopping in front of your door.
Okay. George would be both excited and terrified. First of all, this is kind of like what happens in the adventure novels that he reads all the time. But it's terrifying when it's happening to you in real life. There's a big difference. No matter how much you're like, that'd be fun. No. He has that realization as he sees this guy put his peephole against the back of the door. So at this point, he wouldn't want to leave his room because despite his overconfidence and ability to fight people, he knows he doesn't know what he's doing. So he decides to instead prepare for self-defense if necessary. So he heats up his teapot.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's so good. Well,
I love George.
You are able to heat up a teapot. You kind of get a little bit of a fire going underneath of it. It is kind of connected to the steam room, so there is a decent bit of steam kind of below you from the bowels of the ship. But it kind of comes up and you are able to get a little fire started, and you just let your teapot heat up on this tiny little stovetop surface that you have in your quarters.
Because he's ready if anybody comes in that room. They're going to meet Mr. Teapot.
Is there anything else you're doing to prepare your defense?
Probably trying to look around his room and see if there's anything. He does own a sword, which is more decorative than anything else, but he does get that out and tries to stand somewhere that he could ambush someone if they were to come into the room.
Okay.
So probably kind of, how is the room set up? He would hide somewhere in the room that he can't be seen by someone coming in the room, but they would not expect him to be where he is.
There's probably a little area behind the door because the door would probably open inwards
into
the room. So
but somewhere he wouldn't get hit by the door if it got opened?
It's a very small room, so chances are if the door was open wide enough, it might back into you. But I think there
Maybe
is
he'd
a
stand
point.
like right beyond where the door would hit. So if the person slammed the door open, he'd be behind the door. And he probably also thinks about putting like some of his clothes in his bed to make it look like a person in the bed. So if the person does open it, they'll be like, "Oh, there he is," and then real George is behind the door ready to hit them.
That's very good. I love that. I love that for
Good.
George.
He's ready.
I love that. All right. Pips.
Okay. First thing Pips does, absolute panic. She thinks she's late for work. Most likely definitely thinks she overslept. She has never overslept in her life, but she is one of those people who's constantly afraid that she has overslept. So she is tossing on clothes. She's like not even thinking about it, doing her tie, like making sure she can fluff her feathers back, making sure she looks good so her boss doesn't like bug her again that things are out of place or wrong. And she's like, God, I can't be late again. Oh my God. Oh my God, when I come out of sleep, I like fell asleep again. Oh my gosh, they're gonna like hate me. They're like, dear God, they're gonna let me go. I'm gonna be left off at the next port. Oh my God. Just like freaking out. And she will go for the door and try and open it to rush out and go to work.
Beautiful. Please make a strength check.
Yep. She's weak.
Also, really quick, didn't Carter's door open outward? Because I tried to open it.
Oh, yeah. They open outward. I'm dumb. I don't know what boats
You're
look
good.
like. I don't know what boats look
That's
like.
a 3.
A 3? Oh, yeah, you can't
That's
open
a
the
3.
door.
So she definitely whacks her face into the door instead of opening the door. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, boy. Let me actually...
Poor Pips.
Also, yes, they open outward, so there is no place I had it. For some reason, I was thinking they open inward, even though I just said it. Okay. You try to open the door, and it doesn't give, and you're expecting it to push out. You continue, and your face smacks into the back of the door. You do hear a bit of an exclamation on the other side of the door. There's a person standing there that kind of turns on, like, what the hell is going on in there? And they actually go to open the door to see what's going on because they heard you smack into the... You're gonna scream?
I'm gonna do a siren's call screech.
Okay.
I'm panicking.
Okay, so what does a siren's call screech do?
So it basically sorry. So it's like, what did I write down?
I have no idea what you wrote down.
A number of humanoid/giants equal to charisma mod divided by 2 up to 30 feet must take a wisdom saving throw. Use an action for this. And then we decided we must flip a coin to see if the target is enchanted or frightened.
Okay. So I would say that... Oh, bottom of the screen is doing a thing. I would say that you could roll... I'd say roll like an attack for that.
Roll an attack? Okay.
Yeah.
What do I add anything to attack or just straight up?
I'd say straight up. Just for this, because it's just like a regular attack, and don't add anything to it because it's not like a physical attack, and we don't have much for spells, because it's like a weird thing that's getting worked on.
Yeah, that's a 14.
Okay. And you said, what is there a save against it?
Wisdom save? Yeah, you have to make a wisdom saving throw to see if they are affected, I guess.
Okay. So what is your wisdom number?
My passive wisdom?
Yes. Or just your wisdom, your stat.
15.
15? All right. Well, the guy in the doorway does not like it at all. Not like it at all. And could you describe what your siren screech call sound? What does it sound like for Pip?
We not like being screamed at first thing in the morning? Is that what we're not into?
No.
It's going to sound very much like an alarm system. Like an alarm system has been blared. Like those really
Okay.
loud, like harsh fire drill screams. Like Jason, like the ones on 24th Street
Yes. Oh,
that
I
were
hate those.
awful.
They're awful.
Yeah, so it's that, but it's just like emitting from her mouth. She has mimicked the scream of like fire alarm drill.
All right.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah, not only does this guy hear it, but everyone else down the hall hears it.
George just hears this horrible scream.
And they all immediately recoil from this, grabbing at their ears, trying to, cover up the sounds of this wailing that are just coming through the hallway. And they all seem to abandon their posts in front of the doors. They step out into the middle of the hallway because their head is just this incessant ringing, this almost
Amazing.
tinnitus that's just digging
Love
at their
that.
ear, and they hate it. So everyone moves away from the door.
Good.
So Piper is gonna like take a minute. She is definitely like her chest is like pounding, like when you can see like little animals, like their chest is like it's like that. So she is gonna go outside and like try the door again and peek her head outside.
So you don't have to roll anything because it's pretty easy to do so. There are a few guys down the hall that are kind of up against the wall, just like holding their heads. There are a few guys that have kind of fallen over. They're kind of struggling to get back up onto their feet. But all in all, you see a bunch of people that you've never seen before struggling to hear because of your scream.
Good.
If I see those people, I'm gonna head to Mom's room. I'm gonna try and knock on Mom's door and be like,
And I'm gone, right?
Well, by the time you get there, Carter's door is open and there's nobody inside.
oh God, she's gonna panic a little more.
Really quick, does this wake up Atticus? I have to ask.
I was literally just going to say the scream would wake up Atticus.
I've got to tell you, I don't know if you guys were watching me build Atticus's character on Twitter over the last week or so, but the sound of any kind of screaming is a legitimate trigger for him.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. But yeah, if a scream comes anywhere near his door, he is awake and he is in full fight mode.
All right.
Okay. I will let you know, it did sound like a fire alarm. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, it's like a fire siren.
Scream.
Yeah, because she's like mimicking.
A loud noise, that's also the kind of sound he would have heard
Okay,
in his
Gotcha.
past that
I
he
am
won't talk
so
about.
sorry.
You don't have to
Yeah.
apologize.
Oh, it's good for the
So-
character.
So you do hear this, and the sounds instantly get your heart pounding in your chest. You're up, you're out of bed. What is what instincts do you have in this moment? Like what's something that Atticus would immediately want to do?
First things first, he would probably try to convince himself that the room does not look the way he thinks it looks right now. Because when he jumps out of bed, he's not seeing his luxurious looking suitcases, his nice little bed, the overly fine silk sheets that the troop leader was probably like, why do you keep bringing these with you? They're going to get ruined. All the fine things that he's brought with him. When he wakes up, he immediately sees a desolate prison cell. But he shakes that off really quickly, and the first thing he goes for is Thresher, his blade, and Calliope, which they go together. And he goes to try and open his door.
So I'm gonna have you roll. Well, no, I don't think you have to roll anything because the scream would have knocked everybody away from the door. So you do manage to easily open the door, and you see what everybody else has seen, which are strange people kind of strewn about the hallway, some in various states of "ow, fuck my ears," and trying to get back up onto their feet to kind of continue what they were doing to kind of guard these doors. So they're kind of getting back against the doorway. The person that was standing in front of your door is not there and is on their hands and knees.
But are they like in the middle of the hall, sort of like a ways away in front of my door?
It's a relatively skinny, narrow hallway, but for the most part, they're kind of closer to the opposite wall.
Okay. The moment I see a body that I do not recognize, regardless of if it looks like in pain or not, Atticus's first move is to stab and try to kill it.
Wonderful. Oh, I love this.
Oh God.
Because they're prone, you auto hit.
Sorry, homeboy.
So,
It's
I'd
just
say
my trauma talking.
I'd say because they're prone, they take max damage from this.
Well, there you go. That's D8 plus my strength, I guess. That's usually what you would do for that kind of weapon. So it's 10 points of damage just right off the bat.
And since these guys aren't that strong, apart from just standing in front of doors, you do stab directly through this individual's back. All the way to the floor. You lift your sword up. The body kind of slumps over a little bit. The people further down the hall are kind of dealing with their own thing, so they don't necessarily see what's going on towards your end of the hall. But boy, are they in for a shock when they look over. Because one of their buddies is now dead.
Yeah, when he pulls the sword out, he makes sure to, even if no one's watching, he still makes a big show of everything that he's done. So he whips his sword aside to wick all of the blood off. And where he was, you know, standing kind of slouched and wiggle dancing earlier on in the day, trying to make himself look not his menacing 6 foot, whatever I said he was before. He's standing to his full height, fins on the side of his head flared out. He looks absolutely feral.
Oh, I love it. That's so good. That's so good. Well, congratulations, everybody's awake. You do hear a bit of a crackle come over the speakers that are kind of decorating the hallway. So if there are any kind of, emergency, little announcements, you can hear them. However, the voice that you hear isn't one that you're familiar with. It isn't the captain. It's deep. It's gravelly. You can hear some people in the background trying to get to the microphone to speak to the crew. But you hear hurried footsteps kind of subdue the voice that's shouting out. Do you hear a hand kind of take the microphone and bringing it up to their mouth?
Good morning, everyone. No need to come to work today. Just stay in your rooms. And be good, why don't you? This is your new captain speaking.
And then the microphone cuts out.
Nope. Really
Absolutely
quick.
not.
How far? Okay, basically, I want to ask, do you think Carter would have heard the siren sound, the singular siren sound from Pip's area, or would he have gotten far away enough?
Where would Carter be headed?
Okay, I originally said he'd be looking for a captain. He'd honestly be going and looking for Vincent's room to check on him and the kid. But that's the direction he would have headed, was to check on his boss and the kid.
Okay. Then that'd probably be further down the hallway. You're kind of in the same general area with a lot of the kitchen staff. So
Right.
They're kind of in the same general area.
Okay.
You'd probably still hear the siren from off towards Pip's direction, because she'd be more along the lines of, kitchen staff, but also in line with other kinds of hospitality and different jobs in that vein. So you'd still hear it, but it'd be like down and around a corner.
Okay, and I want to ask Olivia, do you think Carter would know that Pip could do that?
I definitely think this is not the first time she has done that.
Okay, because if Carter would hear that and think it's Pip's, and it sounded like she was in danger, which he would assume that's, he'd have a knife. He would probably would have tucked his knife away when he started moving. He would have pulled it back out and kind of starts holding it, like combat style, and starts to try and get back to Pips because he knows that he can defend her better than she can defend herself. So he wants to try and protect her. So he's gonna make his way back to the hallway because it's like anywhere he goes, someone's gonna need some sort of help. So he's just gonna go for the voice he knows or the alarm he knows.
The alarm sound.
Yeah, so he'd be kind of making his way back carefully because he doesn't want to get into more fights than he has to. Yeah.
Perfect.
So I'd start making my way back towards Pips.
All right, so Carter's heading towards Pips. Atticus just killed a man. George, where are you headed?
We'll do it again.
Bop.
George is still standing in his room. He has realized the door opens whatever way we decided the door's open.
Outside.
And he's still hiding where he's hiding where he would be seen immediately if a person came into his room. And right now he's honestly looking to see if he can crawl into the ceiling vent, Die Hard style.
Okay.
Off of his dresser.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
What do you want me to roll?
Nice. I might have you do a few different checks. Could I get a sleight of hand to see if you can get the vent cover off?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. First order of business.
17.
Beautiful. You pop it right out. It's not really connected to anything. It's kind of just slid into like a rectangular shape in the wall. But you do manage to pull it out, and it's a very tight squeeze, but you could fit if you tried.
Cool. George tries. He wants to get into someone else's room because if he's teamed up with somebody else, they can help him fight. That's the real reason, because he's too nervous to fight on his own at this point. And he's like, we're better as a team. And
That's
also he doesn't want to be
true.
trapped in his room. He wants to be able to escape somewhere, but somewhere he's not seen.
Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
could I have you give me an athletics check to have you wiggle and scurry through the fence?
He fails. He got a natural 1.
No.
Oh, boy. Well,
You're stuck in the fence. Oh no.
Well, thankfully you're not stuck in the vents. You do only make it to the next room over before you fall through the vents.
Good.
You don't even make it. You just kind of,
Goodness.
you go through and immediately you just fall into the next room. You
He overestimated
manage-
the strength of the ceiling.
Okay, so you managed to land on top of a person who is still sleeping in their bed that hasn't awoken yet.
Oh
No.
And the first thing that they see is this body falling from the ceiling, collapsing on top of them, and right into their stomach. They kind of sit up like a...
They're holding a sheathed sword as well.
Oh yeah, this is absolutely horrifying. The person kind of jumps up there. They're wearing like a full matching pajama set that they probably brought from home. This person, I could actually... Okay, this is good. This is good. Wonderful. So, the person that you land on is a middle-aged satyr-looking gentleman whose pajamas are very well kept. Kind of stripy, button up through the middle, all well put together.
His first thought is gay. That's just this little quiet thought in his head as he falls onto this man.
As you're falling, oh, you're gay, and then you just collide with the person in the bed.
Oh, so gay.
His hair is actually pulled back in a little bun, and there is like a little cap on the hair to kind of keep it protected. There are nicely filed horns just kind of up in the front of his head, and he has a mustache that's very prim and proper. And he kind of stands up, he kind of shakes himself off, the cap falls off, there are hairs everywhere, he's very disheveled now, and he kind of steps back and he's, can I help you? Who are you and why are you in my room?
Possibly. It seems like the ship is under attack. The ship is under attack.
That could be a lie. You could be at.
Well, if you
are
look
you
outside.
Are you with them? Wait, who's them?
No, I'm not. I'm not with them. I'm literally the navigator. I was sleeping in the cabin next to you.
Oh, you.
Do you think a pirate wear unmatching socks like this?
You're. Oh.
Would a pirate wear socks with birds on them?
I don't know. I've never encountered pirates before. Oh, they're pirates. Oh, they're pirates. Oh my God.
Yeah, and they're in the hole. They locked me in my room. That's why I'm in your room. I was trying to escape through the ceiling and it just didn't work out as planned. I overestimated the strength of the ceiling.
Okay, I can believe that, but give me 1 second. And he runs to the door and he kind of looks through the peephole and he sees that there are people out in the hallway, but just on the floor at this point. You're not kidding, are you?
I wish I was, but I'm not.
Oh, joy. And he's going to quickly, like, run over to you and turn you towards the corner. And he just goes, stay there, I have to put on my uniform. And he's just, like, starts going through his bags. And he pulls out, like, a little vest that he kind of buttons up and, like, a nice shirt. And he kind of gets himself kind of ordered and takes his hair out and kind of lets it fall. And he turns back around to you and turns you back around once he's dressed. Okay. What's the plan?
I don't quite have a plan. I have a sword, but that's about the best I can do. My main plan was escaping my room, and I've done that, and I think it's better to go out there as a team, because there's a lot of pirates out there.
Okay. So plan A is no plan.
Have you ever encountered pirates? Yeah.
No, never. No. Can't say I have.
Okay.
I might have a plan. And he kind of goes on his hands and knees and kind of digs under his bed, and he also pulls out a sword. So the two of you are now armed with swords.
Good.
And he kind of backs up against the door, looks through the peephole again. I agree with you that there is strength in numbers. We need to find more people.
Yes. I don't recommend going to the vent though, like I did.
No, I don't think I would fit if I tried. But thank you for the suggestion. I'll keep it in mind. No vents for us.
No vents.
And he kind of pokes open the door a little bit, peeks out. Do you hazard a guess as to why they're on the floor?
I heard a scream. I think it was a scream. It sounded like a smoke alarm, though, and then they all recoiled and put their hands over their ears because they were all leaning against the doors, trapping us in the rooms when I woke up.
Okay. I've missed a lot, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. And he kind of leaves out into the hallway and kind of instructs you to follow along. And...
George is totally happy to let him go first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. Most of the people are kind of dealing with their own stuff, so you don't have any opposition. And you follow this satyr gentleman out into the hallway. So, let's see. Atticus. After stabbing a man... Oh, Lord. After stabbing a person... I'm scared. What are you doing now?
I'm momentarily standing as threateningly in this hallway as possible. Is my hallway of rooms connected to Pip's hallway of rooms?
I feel like, if anything, service would be on one side, so like hospitality to kind of get up the stairwell into where the guest rooms would be, and where like the back hallways that would lead to like the kitchens and the dining rooms and all of the different kind of lounges would be. You're on the side that leads up into like the main atrium and like the foyer and just those areas where you can easily interact with the hallways that the guests kind of go through. If you want to get over onto that side of the ship, there is a series of hallways and tunnels that kind of connect the two. That's in the center of the ship. So you can kind of go through, but you don't know who might be in those halls.
That's too much thinking for Godzilla brain. He is going to whirl around back towards what his brain would remember would be, this is the area I would usually walk through if it wasn't full of dudes I want to stab in the neck. And start walking through people.
Okay, so just kind of like pushing through everyone.
Like stepping on them.
Okay, stepping on people.
Stepping on them, slapping them with his tail. If they try to get up, slap them maybe with the broadside of his sword. These people do not look like people to him because he does not recognize any of their faces. So as far as he's concerned, they are rungs to his ladder of freedom.
Beautifully said. They're afraid of you. They, as you kind of step by, they notice where you were coming from. And even if they can't hear, they can see. And they don't like what they're seeing. So as you step over, you step on some fingers. They let you. They kind of yelp, but they're like, no. Like, sorry. Like, go ahead. You kind of kick some people to the side to kind of make space. You do smack people in the face with your tail as you kind of walk through. They don't do anything to try and get back at you or to stop you because you are armed and they are on the floor in pain. And if anything, that's going to be the end for them if they even try and stop you and keep you from getting where you are seeming to go, because it looks like you're on a mission. And they're like, nope, we're not going to. Nah, that's good. We're fine. So he's going to walk through.
Continue going up to... And it doesn't even cross his mind to like check on his other troop members or to check on anybody else. In this moment, the only person that exists in Atticus's world is Atticus until fresh sea air hits him again.
So are you looking to go upwards to like some of the higher decks to get outside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So long as there are walls around him, this is the dark world he's living in.
You are able to find like a stairwell that kind of leads up to some of the higher decks, and there doesn't seem to be anyone guarding the stairs. It seems like most of the people had come down to guard the floor, not so much the passageways up, because they didn't expect people to get through all of the people guarding the hallways. But you do manage to get up through the little spirally stairs that kind of lead up. And before too long, you are coming up on a deck floor that's kind of along the edge of one of the floors to the sides of the boat. So you're easily able to kind of get outside. And from what you can see, there doesn't seem to be anyone walking around, which is strange.
Awesome. So the moment there aren't walls encasing him entirely, he goes back to being normal. And it does catch him that there's no one like walking, no one checking. There's not any of the night people out and about, or even like guests who would be up late at night gallivanting or whatever, which is something he'd probably be used to seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And he dislikes that greatly. I don't know if he was cognizant enough to hear the pirate captain saying things over the intercom. but I think he's maybe going to whirl around and maybe go find some of the kitchen staff.
Okay.
Because he knows his troop knows how to take care of themselves. They're all entertainers. They've all been in the shit. And his next guess is that maybe all the people who work in the kitchen would have access to spare knives that aren't all in the kitchen. Maybe they could also help him defend stuff. So just try and put his brain together enough to figure out how to get that way without having to walk back down through where he just came from.
So Atticus would probably meander around the outside of the ship just to kind of get to where it would be easy to dip inside to get near where the kitchen is or where any of the dining halls or dining rooms are. So Atticus would probably be going around the sides of the ship and the back of the ship just to kind of get to where he needs to go.
And I keep my eye out for if there are any more bodies that I don't recognize hanging out and around, to make sure that I avoid them and maybe come back and give them the business later.
Okay. From what you see, there doesn't seem to be anybody along your route. If there were people, it seems like they're all somewhere else.
Sounds good to me. The less stabbing I have to do with my sword, the better.
That's, words to live by.
Yeah.
All right. Carter, you're going to find Pips.
Yeah, and he's remembering his training, and he is keeping his eyes and ears are like for every little movement, every little sound. He normally struggles to remain quiet. No, he's pretty silent right now, and he's just making his way back towards Pips.
All right. So, as you walk, you do see kind of the same thing. There are people kind of all over the floor. Some people are kind of helping friends up. Again, people you don't know. If you're quick enough, you can kind of get past them without them, trying to stop you. There's a lot going on, and they don't even really recognize that you're somebody with this ship because they're not anticipating anyone's going to get out. You do whip around the corner, and Piper left her room, correct?
Piper left her room to go find Carter's room, and Carter wasn't there.
And they're in the same hallway, right?
Just
Or
about,
close?
kind of like around the corner. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
If no one else was...
Oh, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just gonna say that if no one else is there, like if he pokes a head around, he's gonna start Pips, like it's like, especially if he doesn't need to hide, because it's like, okay, they know I'm here, I just got past him, whatever, he's gonna kind of start calling for her, but not be too loud to just alert everyone. But yeah,
I'll tell you, Piper is outside your room, going back and forth, muttering to herself about if she should stay or if she should leave, and the consequences of leaving, the consequences of staying, and looking around at the people around here, but still not really doing anything besides pacing back and forth and muttering.
Okay.
So Piper would probably be behind you. Not right behind you, but back where you came from.
Okay, yeah, because he came for her room. So yeah, if he doesn't see her, he's probably gonna just kind of make his way through. I guess his mind would be, okay, well, she's not here, so I'm gonna start heading back to where I was originally going, to Vincent and whatever. So he'd probably just circle back around, which would probably get him to pass his room, if you'd allow that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you'd be going back to where the kitchen staff is.
Yeah, so if he walks past, he'd probably peek in his room because it's his room. Scared the shit out of him when he saw her in there, though.
Yeah, because she wasn't there before.
Yeah, he might think to close the door. Yeah, he was going to close the door, and he just looks in and sees her. Fuck.
Oh my god, Mom! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, come on. She's got her hands over her mouth.
Oh, thank God you're alive. Okay, we gotta be quiet. Gotta be quick. Are you armed?
She shakes her head no.
Yeah, of course you're not. Of course you're not. He's gonna dig around and see if there's anything he can give her. But he's already got his own weapons, so he's just like, just don't piss anyone off too bad, okay?
I promise I just came here to sound you, and then you weren't here, and then there was just all these people around, and I just don't know what's going on, and it's just, so I did the thing again, and I know I want to do the thing.
Good job on that, by the way. That's how I came. That's why I came back. And you knocked all those fuckers out onto their knees. All right. And he kind of like pats her head and just calls her it's like basically hell in a helmet. All right, come on, hell in a helmet, let's go. And he'd kind of gesture for her to follow him.
All right.
He's back, kind of walking with his knife.
Yeah, she'd follow very closely behind. She's got her like hands kind of close to her mouth, but she's got her little like talon fingers kind of like outward, so she's got like them close to her mouth, like a little like when you have the little tiny hands and you like clap them together, like the ones that go on your finger. It's like that, but it's just her hands, like just being like that. And so she's kind of there, kind of like looking around, like nervously, but staying close to Mom.
Oh, that's so good. Do you have any direction that you two are heading?
Towards Vincent, mostly because he's worried about that kid.
Mm-hmm. So Vincent and Sammy's room would be off down the hall, probably a few, couple doors down,
Okay.
You've walked past it before. He has his name slapped up on it, so you know that it's, Chef Vincent Trent's room.
Yep.
And you kind of give the door a knock. Doesn't seem to be any answer from the inside.
He's like, Vincent, it's Carter. He tries to open it.
And it opens, and there's nobody inside.
No one?
Mm-mm.
Fuck, did they already go to the kitchen? Oh, okay. All right. Does anything look to be, like, disturbed? Like, anything knocked over? Does it look like they left the room willingly as they normally would, or is there a mess?
It looks like people had slept in the beds that were in there.
Okay.
And got up and walked out.
Carter hates this, but he doesn't know where they'd be taken, and now he's mostly worried about getting his ship back. So now I think he's going to start looking for the captain. He has a probably gut feeling that he knows where the captain is, and it's exactly where he shouldn't be going. But yeah, but he's got Pips with him, which would worry him. Honestly, he might not know what to do right now with her there, because he doesn't want to take her to where all the pirates are.
That's fair. That's fair.
Take her to the pirates and like shake her up, like those little squeeze megahorn things.
Yes.
Just
All right,
aim
Pips,
her
we
at the
gotta do the
pirates. Oh God,
That's so good.
Honestly, I think at this point Carter might try for the kitchens.
Okay.
If nothing else, there are more knives there, more weapons there, and he's very familiar with the area. So he'd again tell Pips, it's like, I'm gonna head to the kitchens, so she knows, and then starts.
Let me grab something to eat too.
Yeah, well, can't fight pirates on an empty stomach, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I know we got like pirates and everything, but I am kind of hungry. I didn't eat. And I thought I was headed to work, and I was gonna grab something in the kitchen, and then there were people. There were a lot of people. And,
There were
and
pirates,
the
yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't have done the thing, but like.
No, you did the right thing. You did the right thing. Go on, Pips. And he's gonna offer his hand
Pips
to
will
her.
take his hand.
And with his one hand, he's holding hers, and the others, he's got a knife as he's leading her down the hallway.
Like the freaking Scooby Gang.
This is a beautifully wholesome scene. You hold your child's hand on one side and you bear your knife on the other.
Knife.
All right, so we have two groups. So we have Pips and Carter heading to the kitchen, and Atticus is also heading towards the kitchen, or at least towards food service to hopefully get some more knives. And George is wandering around with this dude.
With a goat man.
It's a random gay
with
man.
a goat man, dude.
With a gay goat.
With a gay goat.
We love a gay goat.
We do love a gay goat.
Yeah.
And I think
A
this is
gator, if you would.
Amazing.
I hate myself so much.
No, that was amazing.
No, I hate puns, but they come to me so easily.
They're so
Oh
good.
my god. That's so good, though. This is actually a pretty good time to have our intermission. Get some water, get some snacks, get up and walk around. You know, get the blood
that we're
flowing.
going on intermission on my bad joke.
What better way?
It was great. Now
No.
everyone can think about that for the entirety of intermission.
No.
The only way.
It's the only way. All right, so we will be back in about 10 or so minutes. Make sure that you get everything that you need for the second half of our stream, and we will be back momentarily. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, we're back. Surprise, we're here.
And we're ready for
You,
more.
you thought you got rid of us, but we came back.
You're right. We came
No.
back.
We're here again. Surprise.
Freeze.
Surprise.
We're here, we're queer, and now we're full of fear.
Yes,
We
now
are.
you're full of fear.
We are.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Filled
Oh,
with the brim of
God.
fear.
We love a
Just-
callback.
Yeah.
Sure do. Before we went to intermission, pirates happened. There were pirates all over the quarters, the sleeping quarters, where you all kind of rest your weary heads at night after work. You all had different ways of dealing with the fact that they were trying to keep you in your rooms. Pip screamed really loud, like a fire alarm, and knocked them all out by giving them instant tinnitus, which we appreciate. They didn't appreciate it, but we appreciated it. Carter went looking for Pips, as well as Vincent, the head chef, and his grandson Sammy. George tried to crawl through an air vent and fell out of an air vent promptly afterwards and
Beautiful.
ran into another crew member from the ship who has yet to be introduced because y'all just ran away together with your swords. And Atticus killed a man. Yep.
And he'll do it again if we're not careful.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Atticus.
Also, our
always
audio
going.
is good.
Aw, thanks.
Good
Thanks,
to
Shisho.
know.
Our audio is great. Yay! I appreciate it.
Huzzah.
We're getting better at this tech thing.
Ooh.
But yeah, we have some people heading towards the kitchen, and George is just following along this other person who seems to have an idea of where to go.
George doesn't
Hope
have
he
an
also
idea.
wants to go to the kitchen.
Something tells me he wants to go to the kitchen.
Hmm.
I don't know what's telling me. Maybe it's just my DM instincts. They're just telling me that he wants
That's
to go
solid
to the kitchen.
DM instinct.
It's just right here. It's that tingle that says, he should go to the kitchen. I'm just saying.
That's really thinking ahead right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More.
But let's get back into things. So for my individuals who have verbally stated that they are heading towards the kitchen, so that's Carter and Atticus and Pips. How are you guys getting to the kitchen? I know Atticus is going along the outside of the ship to see if there's a little way to kind of dip in. Carter.
Okay, so would there be, in theory, so the quickest way from them to get to their rooms to the kitchens, I assume that it's probably not the way that all the passengers would go. It's is there like a straighter shot or like a quicker kind of this is the staff hallway.
Yeah, there is something
Okay.
like that. There is like a, because it kind of connects to food storage, which is kind of like
Okay.
in the lower levels of the ship to kind of keep things colder, keep things that you can't
Mhm.
necessarily shove into one freezer in the kitchen.
Right.
But there is a quick little, well, I say quick, but it's a few flights of stairs to get between like the main food storage and where the back entrance, the service entrance to the kitchen is. That's probably around the corner from where the hallway is. You might have to go through a few weaving hallways, but it is labeled and you do know how to get there.
Okay. Takes that path carefully, because the thing is, it's like, if he doesn't know how much these pirates know about the layout of the ship. He doesn't know if they were boarded during the night or if some of them were on already. He has no idea. So he doesn't know how if they would know to use that hallway for quicker, traveling, but knows it's their quickest shot. So takes it just very carefully.
Okay. So the two of you kind of go back down the hallway towards where this, like, not security, what am I talking about? Like crew, kitchen staff entrance to the stairwell would be.
Mhm.
The door isn't labeled, but you do know that's where you have to go because you go that way to get to work every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you. Well, what is your passive perception, both of you?
15.
15.
My passive perception is 18.
Wonderful. So I rolled a nat 1 on that. So
We love it. We love it a good DM roll.
Oopsie doopsie. Well, at least I don't have that for the next time I have to roll these, which would probably be next week. So as you turn the corner, you're getting ready to head towards that door to go up the stairwell, and you notice out of the corner of your eye there is a little, like a dumbwaiter that is used for people who kind of work down in the kind of food storage to kind of get food up to the kitchen quickly. You do notice that sitting in the dumbwaiter with a bat.
Is it Sammy?
No, it is not Sammy. It is a small gnome woman. I'm not gnome woman. Sorry, a small goblin woman. A small goblin woman with a newsy cap and just getting ready to kind of hit whoever comes around the corner.
Okay.
And before you even step in the way, you lock eyes with this individual.
Yeah.
This is gonna grab tighter onto Mom's hand.
He also, again, he is wearing his chef uniform. He is, because he threw on his uniform because he was like, I don't know what the fuck's happening. So he is just dressed like a fucking chef. So he just kind of slowly lowers his knife.
I think they're one of us.
Hey, kind of lifts hand, like, you see anyone go by through here recently?
She kind of motions towards the uniform.
That's yours.
Patissier.
That's yours.
Yeah, I'm the head patissier and the chef. I'm Carter.
I don't gotta smack you, do I?
Yeah, I really hope not. That looks like that hurt.
That's the point.
No, please don't hit me.
Where you going?
Kitchen. Figure get more knives, since I know where they are.
Okay. She kind of motions towards the door.
Bunch of us are upstairs. Holding out in the kitchen. Safest place. Go on up. Meet the people up there. And I'll be up there to kind of run you through what we already know. Alright?
Thank you. And what's your name?
Moxie.
Moxie. Carter, and this is Pips. And he gestures. She's also one of us. Waiter.
She's kind of like peeking out, but she'll also like she's like constantly trying to get a glimpse, but like still hiding back behind Mom.
They're still holding hands.
Yeah.
Alright. Gotta get this one armed. And then she takes the bat and kind of like hits the top of the dumbwaiter, and it starts to rise back up towards the kitchen. So she's riding up in the dumbwaiter to the kitchen, where supposedly a bunch of people are kind of holding out.
Okay. Carter believes it. What?
You said I couldn't do that.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to. Listen, the amount of times I've had to get you and Sammy, both of the two of yous, off that thing.
Okay. But I think... Okay. She's gonna kind of like look down and kind of like be like, all right, I guess I won't push this anymore, but I'm just saying. Just saying. You could have let me.
No, Carter isn't flinching on that. No one should be doing that. But he's also not going to tell a woman with a bat who could smack him. He's like, now's not the time. Nah, there's pirates. I'm going to worry about that. So basically, I'm just asking as the player, was she insinuating for us to wait or for us to go up with her?
To go up with her.
Okay, cool. So Carter's going to do that. And so he's like, all right, let's get you armed. And he starts heading up the stairs to get up there.
So the goblin's already kind of gone up, so she's already up there. And then you two kind of take the stairs. Again, you don't really see any people on the stairs. It seems like they were already trying to keep everybody confined, and they don't anticipate anybody getting out of these rooms. So you kind of easily make it up the back stairs and in through the kitchen.
Yeah.
When you get there, you notice that a bunch of kind of like different people are there. So you do see Vincent and Sammy. That's the first
Pips,
people you notice.
Pips, you immediately just like see his shoulders like he was standing like straight shouldered tense, but he kind of loosens up when he sees them.
If she sees this, she'll look around to see Sammy and Trent and Sammy and Trent. Sammy and Vincent. I feel like Pips would run up to Sammy and just be like, "Oh my God, Sammy!"
Yeah, so he kind of runs over from where he was sitting. There's a person that was kind of looking after Sammy, almost like when they were running, he might have tripped and gotten rug burn on his knee or something, and was kind of putting some kind of antibacterial on it. Sammy doesn't care, gets up and kind of pushes past them, to their protest, obviously, but runs over and kind of hops into your arms, just kind of like jumps and tries to climb up you a little bit. Hey,
She'll
Pips.
nuzzle her face a little bit into him.
Pips, did you know that there's pirates on board?
I heard there are pirates on board, but I think they're a little bit scary, so I think we need to stay a little bit quiet,
Okay.
But you did a very good job getting here.
Yeah.
Did Grandpa help you get up here?
Yeah, Grandpa said if he saw any pirate, he'd hack their heads off.
Well, that's very good. That's very good. Look, Mom. Look, Trent's okay.
Yeah, he kind of
I think he's
ruffles
okay.
Sammy's hair. Yeah, he ruffles Sammy's hair. Just very, it's like, thank God. At least I know where you are. And gives like a little thumbs up. And then he is going to head over to Vincent. Because...
Yeah, Vincent seems to be looking after a few guests that might have found their way to the kitchen. There aren't many that are in there, but there are, a few people kind of scattered around. There are other chefs, like one or two that were able to kind of get out of their rooms and make it there. There seems to be other Yeah, what were we going to say?
I was going to say, just as Carter's passing them, he's kind of passively checking on the other chefs, not like stopping at every single one, but kind of just this pat on the arm, like, hey, good to see you, just so it's like, hey, we're together, like familiar faces, but he's still making his way to Vincent.
Before you can get to Vincent, What?
Sorry. What?
What were
Nothing.
you saying? What were you saying? Hello?
No, I was just singing the Familiar Faces song. It's fine.
Oh. I was like, what are you doing?
It was a response. I'm sorry.
Love it. Carter, as you're kind of making your way over towards Vincent, the person that was kind of looking after Sammy immediately steps in between you and is just kind of like, are you hurt? Are you okay? Are you good?
No,
you're not okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm not
good.
hurt.
You're not hurt.
Are you okay? Yes.
I could be better.
All things considered, that's a fair response, I feel. Do you need to sit down?
Probably. Is your friend okay?
Yeah, I think she's fine. I think she's better now. Kind of gestures over. It's like, would it make you feel better to check on her? Actually, no. I feel like your nervous energy and her nervous energy are just gonna cause a cataclysmic event. So I'm gonna. Why don't you take a seat? And I'm gonna is there anywhere I can fill up a glass of water?
You can go to the sink and fill up a glass, but she's kind of following you as you go.
Yeah.
And they just kind of, I'm not as nervous, but I'm doing my job. I'm just checking, initial check-ins. Everyone's stressed, everyone's on edge, but I just want to make sure that everyone's okay.
I'm not gonna stop you from doing. Sorry, retry. I'm not gonna stop you from doing your job, but answer the water. It's like I'm gonna get one for myself, and he's literally gonna pour himself a glass of water. And it's like, if I'm here, also to show her, it's like all right, here you go. Cheers to waking up on this shithole. And
I mean, they're gonna take the cup and just kind of fourth one in the last hour, and just kind of downs the cup, and just like hands it back and thank you.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. But are you sure you're okay?
I promise. They got weak punches, I've learned.
You got punched? No.
Well, they tried.
Oh. Don't scare me.
Cleaned his clock. Hey, you know what? I'd say keep you on your toes, but now's the time. I'm not gonna try.
Good to have a sense of humor in situations like this. I'd say keeps things from getting too stuffy.
Yeah, it's how you make it through gallows humor and all that, right?
I would try. I'm not the funny kind. I don't tell very good jokes.
Whatever gets you through, And if it's keeping busy on your feet, sipping 4 glasses of water, or telling bad jokes, use it.
I'll come to you if I need a humorous pick-me-up. Comedic timing, all of that. Seems like you're the person to go to if you're so confident in this.
Oh, I didn't say that. I'm not an entertainer. I'm just. It's the accent. No, like I get it. It just kind of makes me sound funnier than I am.
I didn't get that from the accent at all.
Oh. Carter now feels a little embarrassed and is just gonna sip on his water again.
Okay,
his freckled cheeks get a little red.
Oh no.
and they're just kind of just pat on the shoulder and just, I'm gonna let you finish your water. I'm gonna go check on your friend.
Yeah, this is my first one in an hour, so I'm gonna just you take care.
Well, you got a long way to go to catch up, and they're just gonna walk away and head over to
Love you, Carter.
Carter, you're doing your best. And they're gonna walk over to Pips and try and pull Sammy off. Just, hey, could you not climb on people for 5 seconds when they get here? Just give them a second. And you're supposed to be sitting down and not running around. You're gonna break something, and that something might be you.
It's okay. It's okay. I promise. It's fine. We're friends.
Friends aside, though, you could be hurt. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I kind of I did a thing back there, and I promised that I wasn't gonna do the thing, but I kind of did a thing. But it's okay. It's okay. It's no one was hurt. I'm okay. It's fine. I think just hi. I'm
Hi.
okay.
Well, hi, okay. I'm gonna need you to slow down and go back a little bit.
Oh, no. My name's not okay. My name is Pips. Sorry, I should have been more clear about that. Hi.
I know. I'm trying humor. It's okay. We're both figuring things out.
I'm so sorry. Sometimes these things just kind of go over my head. I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's okay. I'm Tercella. I'm just here to make sure everyone's okay.
Well, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. Mom took really good care of me, and got us here safe. It's okay. It's all good.
Your mother's on board?
No, not my actual mom. No. I'm by myself on the ship. No. No, Mom is what we call Carter. Over there, and she's gonna kind of frantically point over her shoulder and not realizing where Carter is actually standing, and will kind of turn around and over there. That Carter. Yeah, we call Mom. It's just like a fun nickname, because he's so caring and thoughtful and kind of takes care of everyone like Mom. It's just a very nice nickname, and they're very good and all. And so yeah, he took very good care of us. He took very good care of me.
Okay. I think this is a wonderful time to sit down
and practice some deep breathing.
Deep breathing. Okay. What do you mean by like deep breathing?
I am assuming you know how to breathe.
Well, I mean, yes, I breathe every day because that's how we live, right?
Good. You're one
breathe.
step closer. You just gotta do that, like in and count a little bit, maybe to 4. 4 is a good number. And then breathe out another 4. You know, just breathe in and breathe out. There you go. There you go. Maybe sitting down would also help.
Oh, yeah. And she's gonna kind of look around and then just kind of find a corner of the wall instead, and kind of like shimmy down, and like her feathers kind of fluff a little bit, and she's like,
Sammy, why don't you sit with Pips and count to 4 with her, and I'll go and get some more water, and you two just kind of breathe together, and I'll be back. Okay? How does that sound?
I mean, I don't really need, but there's probably more people who need more help than me. I'm okay. I'm okay. I promise. I don't really need any help. I like I said before, I'm really okay.
And she's gonna kind of reach out and kind of put a hand on your knee and just go, sweetheart, there's enough of me to go around. I'm okay. I can help people. That's my job.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. Now start counting to 4. And then they're going to get up and walk over and kind of get another cup of water and bring it back. One for you, one for Sammy, so you both have something to drink. Sammy's probably going to protest and just be like, but if I keep drinking anymore, I'm really going to have to pee. And then she's like, no, just keep, it's okay. You need to stay hydrated. It's fine. You'll be okay. And kind of passes out the water before going off to check on other people to see how they're doing. A few others are frazzled as well, trying to make sense of everything that's going on. And this is around the time that Atticus, you would have found a door leading into kind of like the main floor near one of the restaurants that is connected to the kitchen.
Awesome.
So as you kind of open the door and you kind of come in, you do get a nice view over one of the banisters down into like the main entryway of the ship, where you see a majority of the people on the ship. There is a large group of people that are kind of sitting down in the foyer, while a few pirates kind of patrol up and down the stairs, just kind of keeping them all in order, making sure nobody tries to make a mad dash to the bridge or anything, but they're just kind of keeping everybody safely together. You do see some people that you sang to the previous night, so there are some of the guests that were in the dining room. They are there. They're all just kind of sprinkled about, but they seem to be safe.
Okay.
For the most part.
If they don't look like they're being immediately threatened, I don't want to try and cause any kind of ruckus, because large and cool as I am just one shark dude who I've just realized hopped out of bed without any getting dressed procedure like everyone else did. So he's running around in harem pants and no shirt.
I mean, that's not... For us, that's not bad. For us,
That's great. That's wonderful.
I'm here for that. Other people, I don't know about other people.
He would prefer... it's probably now dawned on him, maybe he could snag a chef's coat, because he doesn't want to be wandering around without a shirt on where everyone could see all of that mess he's got going on there.
That's fair.
Which he calls a mess. Everyone here would probably love. It's scars. It's tons and tons of scars.
We do love that here.
So would he be able to, like, pass through you said he looked down on it. Would he be able to pass over this area and get towards the kitchen?
I'd say if you stayed away from the banister and kind of walked closer towards the back wall, you could slip around a corner and kind of make your way without drawing too much attention to yourself.
Okay. And so that's what he's going to do. He's going to try and do his best to be as sneaky as possible, because he's not going to be able to pull off what he pulled earlier.
That's fair. So I'm going to have you roll stealth with advantage, because there does seem to be a bit of a walla going on downstairs, and people are chatting while they're kind of sitting and waiting for whatever happens next.
Natural 20 on the second roll.
Oh boy. So no one even notices that there's anybody else around. You are easily undetectable. They can't hear you, can't see you, nothing. You just kind of fade back into the shadows and kind of make your way along the walls, kind of checking around corners to make sure that there aren't any other people. And you do make your way to the nearest dining room, which just happens to be the one connected to the kitchen that everybody's chilling in. There isn't anybody in the dining room when you walk in, but you do hear some hushed conversation coming from behind the door to the kitchen.
All right. Instead of doing his usual kind of full fluster, push the door open and announce himself to the whole room, he's going to come up, and there's the little window there at the top of the thing, and he's going to just like tap on it.
Are you showing your face through the window, or are you just tapping on the window?
Well, he's tall enough where he can just like look through, but he doesn't want to like just swing the door open and be like, "Hey, I'm here," and give everyone a second round of being shocked out of their life.
You do tap, and people kind of hear it. A few of the guests kind of notice that there's like a sound, and they look towards it and they see that you're tapping. And they take a second, and somebody gets up, kind of walks over, pokes the door open a little bit, notices that you're holding a sword and standing there with no shirt on and just pants.
Looking fantastic. I kind of like squat down to get down to whoever has come out to talk, who has peeked through the door to talk to me. Hello, I know I look a little deranged right now, but I'm Atticus Brooksides, the violinist who has been playing on this ship for a while now. I know I look not the way you would usually see me, but who would, when the first thing you hear in the morning is a strange alarm and then pirates on your ship?
So you're safe.
Yes, very safe.
Okay. And they're going to kind of push the door open a little bit more so you can come into the kitchen. They're a little put off by the presentation, but they let you in anyway.
I mean, he's shown up with a sword in one hand and a violin in the other.
Yeah, it's a look.
Know?
It's a
what
look.
What can you do? He comes in and he's like smushing his frills down so maybe he doesn't look so Godzilla-like as he comes in, and he looks around like, do you happen to have a spare chef's coat? Feeling very bare right now. And I'm certain folks don't want to see all of this. The ladies and gentlemen individually love seeing it. Crowds not so much.
I love Atticus.
This is so good.
So good. I fucking love
so
Atticus.
good.
Oh my lord.
One of the chefs hear that you're looking for some kind of jacket to wear, and they do kind of like, hold on one second, and they go back into one of the back closets, and they do manage to find something that you can put on.
it's like it's just a spare coat that somebody might wear when washing dishes, just to kind of keep them clean for the most part. And the outfit has been laundered, so it isn't dirty. But they kind of give it to you, and they offer it over. Like, the look in their eyes says, "Dear God, I hope this fits."
He's a big old boy.
Big old boy.
Despite the situation they're currently in with the pirates and everything, he does take a moment to like stare at it and then look at his pants. And there's a sense of, oh, these aren't gonna match.
Oh, you and George have a lot in common.
He seems thoroughly disappointed for a moment and then remembers he genuinely wants to cover up, so he puts it on. If he finds that it fits, he goes ahead and buttons the whole thing up. If he finds that it doesn't quite fit, maybe he just leaves it a little open.
That's fine. No one's going to be too off-put. In fact, I think most people would appreciate it.
Put on a show.
Exactly.
Oh,
But you do
Lord.
get this jacket, and within moments of putting on the jacket, that same nurse kind of comes over, looks you over, and just kind of, "Hi, I'm asking everybody, so this is just routine. Are you okay?"
Yes, I'm excellent. I'm fine. Never been better. I definitely did not have a PTSD moment trying to find my way off the ship. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I just need to ask, making sure that everybody's fine. Do you need water? Do you need a place to sit? Do you need to take any deep breaths?
Ah, you are a darling and a tall drink of water yourself. No, I will be fine. Thank you for asking, though.
Well, I appreciate it. You flatter me too much. I'm just doing my job. And they kind of look around the room. Well, there's plenty of places to sit. Make yourself comfortable, and I'll come back with something to drink in a second, okay?
Fantastic. Thank you, dear.
You're very welcome.
I'm
And-
sorry, I'm distracted by the chat. Message just said this fish is smooth, and my brain just went, sharks are smooth.
Sharks
Didn't
are
you
smooth?
know? Sharks are smooth.
Sharks is
I love that.
They're so smooth.
You would believe how smooth they are.
They're so smooth.
Just how smooth is smooth.
Very. Very is the answer to that question.
Smooth as a smooth criminal.
So he's going to find somewhere to lean. He's not comfortable with the idea of sitting with this many people around.
Okay. There are a few little spots kind of up against shelving units that are pretty nice spots to lean.
He mostly just doesn't want to like sit somewhere near like a counter or a table or something and then go to sit up and smack his tail on everything possible.
That's fair. I'd say that there are a few places because the morning setup and the morning preparations for breakfast haven't really happened yet, so a lot of the things are still packed away. A lot of like the cooking utensils are still on shelves in holders, hanging from hooks and stuff like that. So if you were to find a spot to kneel or to lean or to kind of hang out for a bit, you wouldn't be at risk of hitting too many things. You'd probably be pretty okay.
Okay.
So you do find your spot and you kind of settle in. And Tercella kind of comes back with a water and kind of gives it to you. Are you sure you don't want to sit down?
Oh, dear, I'm very fine. I prefer to only do my sitting if someone else will be sitting in my lap, if you understand. And I don't want my tail to get in the way of anything or to hit anyone if we need to leave the room or anything like that.
That's the only time in which you sit?
Yes. Are there other times that you need to sit?
goodness, you must stand for long hours then.
I have fantastically strong legs, and several people will attest to that.
Okay, let me know if you need anything. And she's just gonna, like... And, like, as I need you... What's your passive perception?
An 11.
Okay, yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary as she walks away.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, okay,
Don't think too hard about it.
Oh, she's thinking. she is thinking.
See, he says don't think too much about it, because why think about it when he can just show you?
Ooh.
You know? She's not thinking that hard.
No, man, it's getting steamy.
She's like, but you must stand a lot, unless that means you sit a lot. Do you sit a lot?
Oh,
How do you do
Lord.
your job? I'm so confused.
Oh Lord.
If you saw me earlier, you'd notice that I do my job standing.
Exactly. She's very confused. There's so much going on. And
Oh,
she's like,
no.
I don't, all right.
Sorry, I'm a disaster. I love it.
Oh, it's so good. A few of the guests that are kind of sitting in the room, they kind of take note of your violin that you're just kind of holding along with a blade. And they're just... And there's a tiefling kind of in the group that kind of...
I know I strike a fantastic image, but unless you have some form of camera obscura, you talk to me.
Well, I'm curious, just a little bit. Humor me for a second.
Gladly.
We weren't able to grab things when we left our rooms. And I'm just trying to... I mean, there's no offense to you at all, but I'm curious why of all the things that you grabbed to take with you, you grabbed a violin.
Oh, well, first things first, a musician never goes anywhere without his instrument of choice. And for two, Calliope is more than just a violin when she needs to be. And let's hope that you don't have to see that tonight.
That's... Are you implying that there's something special about your violin?
Oh, everything about me is special.
Okay, but specifically the violin. You have me curious now.
Ah, and that's what gets people to keep coming to the shows. It wouldn't do me any good just to tell you right off the bat what all she could do, would it?
No, but I mean, who knows when the next show's gonna happen? You can't...
Oh, I'm certain we'll get this all wrapped up before too terribly long, and I'll be sure to put on a fantastic performance for the lot of you.
They kind of look to the other people that they're sitting with that you assume to be either friends or family that they have kind of come on this ship with, and... All right, well then, we'll hold you to it. If this all gets sorted out and there's a grand performance at the end of all this, then I fully expect to see what that violin can do.
Gladly. And then perhaps afterwards I can hold you to me.
I guess you make a good deal. But let's let's survive the pirate onslaught first, okay? And then we'll
Sounds like a fine deal to me.
see what happens. Okay?
Excellent.
And their friends behind them are just kind of like, hoo-hoo. Hey.
Atticus! Hey, yo!
Hey!
Oh my god! Woo. Someone turn on a fan.
I love, and he's not a quiet dude about this either. So if Carter or Pips are nearby enough, because I assume the kitchen isn't that big. Of
Well,
a
I mean,
kitchen.
it's fairly large because they have a lot of people working in it, but there's enough that sound does travel through the back.
Oh, if Pips hears this, she's gonna look up, see Atticus, and immediately run to Mom and just be like, "That's him."
That's okay. But I need it to be like Carter sees him and it's just like this like slow-mo. There's like slight music and it's just this is the guy that scared the near piss out of you?
Okay. So it wasn't that he didn't scare me. It was. I mean, you see how tall he is, and it just
Yeah, I
he was
do.
coming at me, and he was wiggling, and I don't know. I can't with the wiggling. I wasn't prepared. I was yeah, I was taking like a customer's order, and I had my own brain, and I was very in the zone, and all of a sudden there was this wiggling, and I just.
Hey, why don't you take a breather, all right?
He's also very tall. Maybe you hadn't noticed.
Yeah. No, I noticed.
And the wiggling.
Oh, my back.
The
There was a lot of
wiggling.
wiggling.
The wiggling. What kind? Hold on.
You know, it was like it was like
And she's gonna kind of like try and shimmy her shoulders, but it's gonna look very awkward and uncoordinated.
and but better, you know, because like, you know, they're a musician, they're an entertainer, of course they can do these things, you know, they're built for these things, and I'm not, you know, but like, you know,
Hey,
the wiggles.
all right. Let me. Carter's gonna walk over to Atticus.
Oh no.
Mom, no.
I want to meet the other player characters. Get me in. Get me over there.
Put me in coach.
Piper's kind of like standing in the back. She's like not following, but she's like kind of like, "Oh God, Mom, no, come on, come back."
He's gonna kill you. I'm certain of it.
Oh, I'm betting on it. Listen, I didn't get to flirt in Aylmere because I was just a goody healer. Now, all right, let's go.
Let's go.
I'll actually say before we have that interaction, George, you are making your way through with this now well-dressed satyr gentleman who is also wielding a blade and is kind of wandering around trying to find where they want to go. It looks like he had an idea and kind of was this way, I think. Maybe.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to find a friend of mine,
Oh.
but I don't know where they'd be right now. You're from
Is there any kind of...
Oh, you're from navigation.
Yes, that
Right.
is correct.
Okay.
Is there an object that they always keep on them?
Well, they've got it's like a bag, sort of. They'd probably have it on them, but I don't know where they would keep it if not on their person. Let's see.
I do know how to locate objects.
Oh,
Yeah, so if there's something you're certain that they probably have with them, then we could do that and we could find where they're at.
oh, that's very helpful. Sorry. They've got it's it's like a handmade bag. It's have this design on it. The different seasons of the year. There's different rings for the different seasons. I remember them saying once that they made it themselves. So it's kind of got. Do you need distinct descriptions of it, or do you need like anything?
It says it must be something I've seen up close at least once for that to work. So does George know who this person is, and has George seen the bag?
I'd say roll history for me.
Okay. $17.
17. You have in fact seen a bag like that.
Yay!
You have seen it, and it is the first aid kit of the nurse in the kitchen.
Good! Yes!
Yes, bring me this George.
Bring me this George so that I might pummel him. But you have seen that first aid kit before.
With kisses.
Yes. So you've seen it before, and
I know what you're talking about. I know which bag it is.
Oh, good. It's kind of like their staple thing. They've always got it. Everyone knows.
Yeah, it's like a first aid kit, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Can you find where that is on the ship currently? Because if we find the bag, then we'll find where they are.
I
and
can.
It's, always good to have somebody that can keep you safe.
Absolutely. So
All
what
right.
I roll, this is kind of I've played a spellcaster like one time a long time ago, but this is the first time in a long time. So I roll, and then I add wisdom to it. My modifier?
I believe so. Is
What
this
do I do
locate
to
object?
cast a spell? Yep.
I believe so.
You would add the spell casting modifier, I think.
What is the spellcasting modifier?
I'd say that it's just
Definitely
like
was that
a
true?
generic wisdom. For
Okay.
spells.
So just my wisdom modifier I add to it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. That is going to be a 16 total.
I'd say that's good enough.
Right.
You do kind of get a ping of where the object is, and it's kind of up above you and kind of along like the hallway ahead of you. So it's kind of down and up a little bit. So you'd have to kind of travel to get to the next floor and kind of follow that little ping that kind of feels like a marker. You can't see anything, but you do just get this vibe whenever you kind of get closer to where it is. So you do now have knowledge of where it's kind of about, like just a general area, but you can follow it if you'd like.
Yeah.
So, do you have any idea where it is?
It is. It's actually, it seems like it's up above us a little bit.
Okay.
On the next floor up.
Okay. I don't know how to follow this. So
Yeah.
I'll let you lead, and I'll keep an eye on the back.
Sounds perfect.
All
So
right,
George
then.
goes in the front, and do I have to roll anything to get there, or do I just go? Like I've been there long enough, I think, and being in navigation and stuff, I probably know where it is. Like what how to get to the room.
Yeah, I'd say
Even
you
if I
just
don't know
kinda
exactly which
follow.
room it is, like I know how the hallways are.
Yeah, so you just kind of follow, and you just kind of
Cool.
guess from where you are. You're like, okay, so if it's up there, it could be here, it could be here. And so you kind of assume that if you go in that general direction, you go up a floor, and you kind of follow where the ping is, it'll lead you to wherever it is. You just know approximately based on where you are on the floors below that it's like, okay, I'll have to go up to here, and these are what's on this floor, and But you go up
Perfect.
the stairs to one of the higher floors, and again, just kind of around where Atticus had walked in, you kind of walk out with this satyr gentleman onto a floor that kind of overlooks the main kind of entryway, and just like with Atticus, you see a bunch of people sitting kind of in various groups and little circles, just kind of waiting for something to happen, waiting for somebody to tell them to do something, and they're kind of being overlooked by these kind of patrolling pirates that are kind of on the stairwells and kind of walking along that same floor that they're all sitting on. I'm going to need you and your Sata gentleman to roll stealth to see if you are detected.
Ooh. George got a 4.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Your companion rolled a 15. So you do kind of go on ahead, and because you have this ping that you're following, you're occasionally turning back like, oh, I think it's this way. I think it might be this way. Like, I'm going to go up and turn around here. So we're going in this direction to just kind
Trying
of
to be a good guide.
just to kind of, give directions and lead. And you do hear from off of the balcony, kind of on the lower floor, just like a, hey, did you hear something? And like the guy that's kind of with him's like, no, hold on. They kind of quiet down. They wait for a moment. And there's still like a bit of like murmuring from the crowd of people that's kind of sitting on the ground. And one of the guys just goes, hey, can you shut up for like a second? Hold on. And kind of like hushes down the crowd. And they all kind of like look over like, oh, something's happening. They kind of... I don't know, you want to go check? I can look if it'll make you feel better. Nah, I'm probably just crazy. And so they go back to watching the crowd of people, and they don't pay you or your companion any mind.
Good. Was George aware that he was almost caught, or was he just merely like, da, da, da?
I mean, as they started talking, the guy that's walking with you just kind of like shh, and like kind of like puts a hand over your mouth and kind of hides back against like the wall a little bit, just like maybe like hides behind like a lamp or something and just like, hold on, just like shh, don't say anything.
Yeah.
And kind of waits for them to kind of keep going and the crowd to start murmuring again to
Good.
like I'm just gonna follow you. You don't need to tell me where we're going. I can see you.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Just
that makes sense.
yeah. So I appreciate it now because I know you've told me where we're going. So
I was
I
just
know
trying to
that
be a good guide, and I see my mistake now.
You're doing wonderful. I appreciate everything that you're doing, but you don't have to say it out loud. You just gotta.
Thank you. I'll do that.
I'll be right on your heels to make sure that I'm following and I know where we're going. Okay.
Okay. If you get lost, I'm not going to unfortunately turn around to find you because you made this choice. Do your best to follow me.
I don't think I'm going to get lost. We're not walking that fast. But if we do get lost, that's on me, and I'll admit to it.
I love George.
People blamed me before for them getting lost. I just wanted to, make sure that didn't happen this time.
I can see. Well, you are a navigator, so I would assume that people go to you and trust your judgment when it comes to directions of any kind. But let's not have this discussion where they can hear us.
Good plan.
Okay, so onwards.
George starts walking quietly this time.
And your friend
And
is
if
gonna
you
kind
see
of
over here,
it's like, oh hey, I like that painting. Like,
it's
that's a
beautiful
good one.
credenza.
George is giving a tour of the ship.
Well, I know the history of the ship. You want to hear some fun facts?
Oh my god.
George thinks of fun facts and decides to tell him later.
Oh my gosh. So your companion is kind of following along with you, and you do make it to the dining room, and there doesn't seem to be anybody in the dining room, but the ping is coming from behind the door to the kitchen. And how are you approaching the door?
Cautiously, much more cautiously, and going up the stairs and everything. Is there a way that George can see into the kitchen?
There are those 2 portholes on the door.
How high up are they? George is 5'6".
I'd say you could probably glance in.
Okay. Do I need to roll perception?
To glance in,
or to just-
probably not,
okay.
because you're just looking in. Are you just walking up to the door and looking in?
Kind of sneakily approaching the door and then looking in, like trying to stay off to the side.
Okay, so
then peeping in.
I'll have you roll stealth then to
Perfect.
sneak up to the door.
To see how good George sneaks this time. That's a lot
Punch the
better.
door open.
I got a 15.
15. You
Yee.
do sneak up to the door, and you kind of like poke your head up along one of the curves of the window, and you do see a good amount of people just kind of in there. You do recognize Pip from the other night, who is in a corner with Carter, shakily pointing across the kitchen at somebody who's kind of closer to the door but back a ways. You do see the head chef, you see the head chef's grandson, and you do catch the design of the bag that's kind of worn over the shoulders of the nurse, who's still kind of going around double checking on people, making sure that everyone's okay.
Does George notice they all seem calm, like that they're not being held hostage in the room?
Nope, it seems like these people are kind of hunkered down
Cool.
in this space.
So then George determines it's safe to go in. So George turns to his new friend. It looks like these are all, employees and stuff like that, and they seem pretty calm from what I can see. So I don't think they're being forcibly held there. So I think we should go in.
Oh, perfect. They managed to get somebody together. They get groups together to stay safe.
Yeah.
that's
Safety in
good.
numbers.
Good, then let's see what we can do to help. And your companion kind of goes to the door and kind of pushes it open. And the minute that the nurse kind of hears the door, she turns and kind of locks eyes with the satyr gentleman before rushing across the room and just wrapping their arms around him and just like, oh my god, I was so occupied with what was going on here that I didn't even think to check and see if you were okay. I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, don't worry. It's you're okay. You're with it. It's fine. Don't worry. It's okay. You're safe. These people are okay. You're keeping everyone safe. They're alive. You're alive. I'm alive. We'll be okay. Just let me know what you need in terms of assistance. And she's like, thanks. I'm just, everyone's already been seen to, but I'm just making sure that people are healthy and breathing and drinking water, and we have food in the pantry. There are things up here that were supposed to be for breakfast. We can always do our best to get something simple together if people need to eat. And they kind of look towards George and just, are you okay?
I felt your vent, but I'm okay.
You're not injured from this incident, are you?
No, I landed on a bed. On a guy in a bed.
You landed on a gay in a bed.
Landed on a gay in a bed. And the satyr just... I kind of softened the blow of the falling through the vent.
Or just kind of pointing at him.
And the nurse kind of turns back to him, just like... Do I want to know? Do I even want to ask? And the satyr's like, going to be completely honest, that's exactly how it was. Just fell through the vent, I was sleeping. And here we are. We're okay. Just a little bruised. Just maybe. I don't know. I had a whole person land on me. I wasn't prepared. This is not...
You were sleeping, so I mean, I wouldn't have
I
expected
was.
that.
Thank you. I was sleeping.
I'm sorry about that.
I was sleeping. You don't expect people to just fall out of vents on you first thing in the morning, do you? And
That is true.
And the nurse just kind of shakes her head and goes, you know, if this were to happen to anyone, I feel it would be you. So this seems like something that this checks. And he's just... It seems like they're kind of calming themselves out of this panic of, oh my god, where are you? But they're kind of easing up around each other, and there's this weird little like friendship camaraderie that they have together.
Good.
And so the satyr kind of motions to you again and says, apart from the fact that I was, in other words, attacked in my sleep this morning, I did have a great navigator to get us here, so thank you. And
Thank you.
he kind of... I know there was a lot going on, but I didn't properly introduce myself to you in thanks. But my name is Denton, and I'm the head of security. I don't know if we've ever crossed paths before.
I don't believe so.
No. I know occasionally my staff will talk with navigation over security measures and things like that, but I personally haven't had the chance to make it up on the bridge to see everything yet, and I know it's
quite busy on the ship, so I understand. My name is George Lamberté.
Pleasure to meet you, George. Thank you for getting the both of us here. I don't think I would have been able to without having somebody to make sure that we were going in the right direction.
I'm happy to have been able to help, and you're welcome.
Well, I'd say it's probably best for us to settle in with everybody else and figure out what to do next.
Agreed.
So, as this conversation is going on, you do notice Carter is crossing the room. Very pointedly. There is purpose. What are you doing, Carter?
Well, I'll admit, Carter is mostly thinking, this person looks like they can fight. Right? There is like this subconscious hello, but I don't think Carter doesn't realize that.
Oh no.
So he's convinced himself, he's like, we're gonna have an allyship, as he is just kind of making his way over to whomever had startled Pip. He's fully convinced this dude literally did nothing, and he just knows, unfortunately, that Pip startles easily. Nothing against Pips, but it's just like, poor thing. But yeah, he's gonna go over to Atticus and just, I don't think he'd have anything planned. He'd get to Atticus and then just realize he has nothing to say.
Which is fantastic.
As you get over to Atticus, you do hear a little voice in the back of your head.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
And it is your quarry.
Yeah.
Just
Kind
kind
of
of
in my head.
You came over here and you didn't have a plan?
Should have done.
Sorry, couldn't help myself.
His cheeks get a little red because he's embarrassed. It's just the slightest. And just, hey, listen, you just got in here. How's it looking out there?
Atticus looks down and Well, I have to say out there it looks a little harried, but in here the views get better and better. Atticus Brookside before we get too far. And he tucks his rapier under one arm and sticks his hand out for you to shake.
Carter is not exactly aware that he just got hit on. Like it felt very friendly, and he's like, not realizing you mean him. And he's like, yeah, the kitchen's real nice. Yeah, sorry. Hi, my name's Carter Num, and shakes and gives a. Well, honestly, it's just, Carter Num. Friends call me Mom, and he shakes your hand.
Fantastic. My friends call me Addie, and you're more than welcome to refer to me as such.
Yeah. All right. I'd say you're welcome to call me Mom, but well, let's get to know each other a bit first. So, you said
Gladly.
Oh, well, thank you. You said it's looking hairy out there. Are there any commotion, any ruckus?
Not a ruckus, I wouldn't call it that. There is a little space down a ways that has probably the rest of whoever's not here with us all put together in a little pile being guarded by pirates. No one seems hurt. They seem frightened at most, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like they've hurt anybody so far.
Good.
And he has a moment to pause and think to himself, we have been the only ones to hurt anyone. I will keep that to myself for now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Atticus.
Carter just, they got a poor swing anyway.
Yes, they seem quite soft. In the way I usually like, but also.
Yeah, their noses break pretty easily, if nothing else, so no problem there.
Well, Carter, I would dare say you have the physique of a man that might know how to fight. Is this a bad perception on my part?
No, I think that's a fairly good perception. Yeah.
Excellent. It's one of my favorite flavors of people. I think that we would do well to perhaps build, say, a party together and see about getting these pirates to stop doing what they're doing, because I'd like to get paid at the end of this, and maybe have some fun in my room as well.
You know what? I think you're speaking my language. All right.
Excellent. I love when the words line up.
I'm glad that my perception of you also possibly being a good fighter was wrong. Am I able to assume that?
You get like this weird momentary hiccup in his personality. He goes, I am more of a lover than a fighter, but I do well with groups of people if fighting becomes necessary.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't hurt to be a lover and a fighter, eh?
I do like that thought process.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do one to do the other properly. So we should probably see who else could be of help.
I have a quick question for you, and it just struck my little fishy brain just now. I heard an alarm earlier. It did not sound like the kind of alarms I'm used to hearing on this ship.
Yeah, so that was Pips. That was my friend Pips. She does that sometimes when she gets scared.
Pips, the little server harpy.
Yeah, she came running back here last night because apparently you were like kind of coming towards her to talk to her. Please don't take that personally. She is literally the shyest person I have ever met. I have not met a singular person easier to scare than her. So
you know what? It's fair. I've got these shoulder wiggles, and I give a bit of a show of said shoulder wiggles.
There's some pink, and he's like, yeah, she told me about those wiggles.
I didn't know they were so fear-inducing. I'll have to turn them down. Unless you like
No,
them turned
no. I wouldn't say fear-inducing. It's we'll go with impressive. Yeah, we'll go with impressive.
One of my favorite ways to be described. I like that you caught on to that so quickly.
You just see, it gets darker. Dawn hears Carter's brain just shut down. Like,
And then you, well, I mean, from the back of your mind, you just hear,
Hey, you better turn the lights on, sunshine. Come on. You got work to do.
he kind of comes to. You guys like an Etch-a-Sketch. You see him kind of shake his head a little bit, and just, all right, you know what? Let's rally the troops, so to speak. Anyway, and he's gonna kind of look around the room to see who else is in there.
Pips has been standing probably like about 10 feet away from wherever we were talking, just staring at you guys, like biting her nail, like trying to hope that like the shark boy does not do anything to hurt you.
But no, Carter looks to be having a great time.
She's
I
like,
point
what are
at
they talking
Pips.
about? What?
Atticus points at Pips.
Oh, Carter will kind of wave her over.
You can see her physically freeze and like her feathers fluff.
It's okay.
She's gonna shake her head a little bit like no.
Insanely cute, that one.
Hey, listen, you'll break a heart, I break your face. Come here, Pips.
Fair enough.
She's gonna shake her head a little bit again, but she's gonna kind of like make her way over a little bit. Just kind of like hop forward and stop like a solid like a foot maybe away from like where you guys are standing.
Hey, so we're gathering a crew to try and help situate this whole thing.
And I must say, you've got a good pair of pipes on you. A little, really good, really good pipes on you.
That's funny because my name's Piper and Piper. That's funny. That's really funny. That's really funny. You know.
Oh, she's
He's gonna-
even cuter up close. He says as he kneels down towards Carter. She's even
She's
cuter up
definitely
close.
flushed.
Yeah, she's pretty cute. She's also pretty, again, easy to startle. Pips, we're okay. He offers a hand to her.
You sure? Didn't the wiggles?
Listen, Pips, sometimes something is a problem for someone, and it's not at all a problem for someone else. This seems to be a situation where you are bothered by the wiggles, and that is okay.
It wasn't that I wasn't bothered. It wasn't that I wasn't bothered. She's gonna turn towards Atticus. It wasn't because I was bothered, but it was just a lot at once. And you were just I'm tiny. If you haven't noticed, I'm really short. You're
I'm
you have a
impressive,
lot of height
yes.
to you. And yeah, we could go with that. You know, but you're really tall, and I'm really short. You know, and you were just coming towards me, and I was not prepared. And you know, sometimes I like to be prepared for things. And all of a sudden, there's this man wiggling at me like wiggles, and I just it was a lot at once, and I was just trying to take an order, and you know, the wiggles. Not that I didn't like appreciate the advance or anything, because like you know, that's a really nice thing and really flattering. You know, thank you. But at the same time, I just wasn't prepared. You know, yeah.
Pips,
Hmm?
do you remember what breathing is? Can you do that for me real quick?
I'm okay now. I'm fine. It's fine.
I must say, I've not even met storytellers who could tell a story that quickly.
Yeah, she's got a knack. So Carter's gonna kind of look around to see if anyone else catches his eye. Did George put on like uniform at all, or just clothes?
Pips would notice George, or Pips would at least point out George if you were actively like telling me to look around for people.
Yeah, that one said he would fight for me.
That was fight for me.
All right, I like this guy.
He said he'd lay his life down for me. Let's go.
I don't know about all that. That's That was a short conversation he got that from.
Okay. No. So she'd probably tap mom on the shoulder and just kind of, you see the one over there?
Yeah.
That one with the he's wearing mismatching socks, but he wasn't wearing mismatching socks the other day. That's George.
Oh no!
George did say he'd fight for me if he had to. I don't know if he actually meant it, but it was a really nice thought. I don't think he should be fighting for people, but you know, I think it was a nice gesture, and maybe someone like him would be really good to like have on our team, you know?
And George is still holding the sword right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
George is still holding the sword. George is also. He did not have time to put on his full uniform. He is wearing like his regular uniform pants, and he is not wearing his waistcoat, but he is wearing a dress shirt.
Okay.
But he's wearing part of his uniform. He is also wearing a bow tie.
Oh, nice.
It's not the
Excellent
waistcoat.
look.
Oh,
Yes.
good.
Did
It's so
George
good.
grab the tea kettle before leaving?
He did not because he was going through the vent.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
tea
that's right.
kettle in the
That's
vent
right.
would not be a
Teal's
good
going to
idea.
Probably.
explode.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, not great. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So he
Get
does have
along.
his sword. He did put shoes on, but you can see it because he was just wearing like shorter, more basic shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his mismatching socks. And I earlier said it was an ornamental sword. I actually realized he does actually have a long sword for real, so he has a real sword, but it's just kind of ornamentally decorated. Maybe someone sold it to him and told him it was an ornamental sword, but it's actually a real sword, and he's just like, "Oh, it's an ornamental sword."
Yeah. It's like, well,
He
got
got a good deal
thing.
on it, maybe at the thrift store or something. So.
Oh my God!
I
Yes.
got my sword at the Ross. It was very good.
Yes.
My Ross thrifted ornamental sword.
God, yes. Once George is pointed out and Carter is like, well, another pair of fighting hands, and Carter's gonna head over to George. Never met the dude, but
Did you leave me alone with Atticus?
I mean,
no.
he did offer
Yeah.
his hand to
Here it
Pips
is.
if Pips took it.
Yeah, Pips does not want to be left alone with Atticus. I'm sorry.
I mean, also Atticus, like if you want to come with, you are like kind of working as a group.
Yeah, let's all
So-
go together. Let's do that. I will
Yeah.
stand looming behind the both of you.
Dear Lord, you could see
This is
Pip's
so
feathers
ominous.
just kind of
Oh,
still
God.
slightly ruffled.
So yeah, Carter would just like, all right, hey, let's go check this out, and kind of gesture and heads on over. Shoulders kind of going straight again as he approaches George. Just hey, what's your name?
My name is George Lamberte. I work in navigation.
Oh, oh, that's great. Okay.
Pips will peek out behind and wave.
George waves at her.
Hi, I'm Carter. It seems you know Pips.
Yeah,
And
a little.
this is Atticus.
George
the,
waves at Atticus and sees the on Atticus. Comes to the conclusion in these few kind of like a movie scenes zooming in on his face seconds, realizes he's not going to fight Atticus, but he will fight a pirate because they're shorter.
Having that moment of
You said
I
you would
cannot.
fight for me.
Just the.
I'll fight a pirate for you, but not Atticus.
Okay, fair.
I take it back. No.
no,
No.
second that I can't do it. I can't. He's so big and he's
I
come-
can't
he's
commit.
he's got sharp teeth. And I assume the frills are probably sharp. They're not.
Yeah.
And he's got claws. Oh, he probably
There's
stepped
blood on
some-
him. He's probably hurt someone.
Oh,
This is
Well,
not
just
the
a
biscuit
little.
I would like to
I would
die
like to.
on.
I would like to preserve my life.
I bet that other dude wanted to too.
Yeah, well.
Maybe.
The difference is George is not going to do anything to mess that up.
This is not the biscuit I will die on.
No.
This is not
God.
I don't want to risk it for this hill all day.
This is not the biscuit
God.
for me.
So Carter would explain, it's like, we're kind of gathering a group of people because, well, we need to get this ship back, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So Pipsia said that you would fight for her. Now, listen, that's something we have in common. Good to know.
Yeah. I still stand by that statement. I will fight for a good cause, and fighting pirates is definitely a good cause.
Great. So how much have you fought before?
I've never actually been in a fight before. I've watched a lot of movies and read a lot of books and stuff. So if someone can just kind of teach me the basics, I feel like I wouldn't have that big of a learning curve.
You hear a record scratch from inside Carter's brain. Wait.
And you do hear Don in the back of your mind just go,
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, no.
You've never been in a single fight. Not one.
No, but working on boats, I've seen a lot of people fighting before. It can't be that hard. You just, you use your brain and then you use your fist or whatever you have.
Carter looks up at Atticus. You fought before, right? Just at least once.
Yes, I have fought before, Bear.
Okay. He looks back. He's not used to the pet names like that. He looks back to George, now slightly flushed with the yeah, just well, you got the gumption. I like that. Got the nerve. Hopefully that sticks. You ever used that?
I climbed through a vent earlier.
You climbed through a vent earlier?
Yeah. I did that to escape my room, so I think I have what it takes.
Well, he does have the gumption. You've got that right.
I'm gonna place my bet on you. But I'm gonna kind of just give the same overall threat, easy sort of thing. You get any of us hurt, I break your face. All right, we good?
Okay.
Great. No, Pips, not you. You're fine.
We're not gonna break Pip's face. Pip's face is the only one that cannot get hurt.
Yeah.
no one can hurt Pips. Nobody.
George is trying to calculate whether getting someone hurt by his own inaction counts or whether it's only if he does something stupid.
Carter's gonna let you figure that out.
Oh, no. No.
But it's like, all right. 4 is a good start. I don't think it's enough, though.
It's about this time that the little... Why am I forgetting what it's called? The sound system that's throughout the ship kind of rings a little bit as if somebody's kind of getting the microphone ready. And again, you kind of hear like the shuffling, like somebody kind of clearing their throat. And you hear over the sound system,
This is your captain speaking again, your new one. Now that we've got some of the business taken care of, it's about time I introduce myself and my associates. The name is Captain Richter Clay, and I'm going to be taking control of the SS Verbena from this point forward. Me and my crew have a lot of the world to see, and we need a lot of money to fund that. So, we're going to be making rounds, and we're going to be taking all your valuables. Now don't fight, don't talk back, and don't do anything that could get yourself or your loved ones hurt. And we won't have a problem. Okay. Now, second order of business. It would appear that there's some people out there that have already started breaking the rules. Just know, you're no longer safe. Alright? With hope, we don't cross paths. Because if we do, I'll be your next problem. So if you hear this, wherever you're hiding, sit tight until we find you. Don't do anything stupid. This is the captain. You don't have to worry about your old one anymore. Now be good.
and he clicks the microphone and turns it off.
Oh, get fucked! Carter says that very loudly.
Pips is gonna immediately kind of go to the floor
and just kind of like, oh my god, this is all my fault. Oh my god, this is all my fault. Oh my god, this is all my fault. Oh my god, this is all my fault.
Carter gets down on his knees next to her. Hey, no. How in the hell is this your fault?
Because I did the thing, Mom. It's because I did the thing.
They
You know,
were on no. They were on this ship before you did the thing.
Okay, but the fact that they're all
They
coming
would've-
after us,
they-
it's probably my fault because I
No,
did the thing,
no,
and now
Pips,
they're all
Pips,
gone. And they're like,
Pips.
"Ugh."
Pips, this is not your fault. This is not your fault. You did not do this. And I'm gonna tell you right now, blaming yourself is not productive when you could be blaming that fuck. Right?
I must agree with that statement.
Sounds a lot like my old boss, and I'm not a fan of my old boss.
Oh, so then it'll be like killing your old boss. This will be great. It'll
Very
be a
cathartic.
fantastic exercise.
It will be.
Lim? Why is nobody answering me? Did I say something wrong?
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear a
Yeah,
question.
mine dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was so
Yeah?
perfect, though. That was so perfect. Though. Because she goes, we're gonna kill him, and everyone went silent.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear it either.
That was so good. Oh my god.
The fact that she was like, we're gonna kill him, and everyone just went silent, and I'm like, no one wants to tell this poor girl that we're gonna kill him.
No, Carter would. It's like, probably.
Oh yeah, Atticus would go, I already got one so far, so I might as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's what all the blood is.
Oh yes, it's
Cool.
not my blood. Don't worry about it. It's
Good.
someone else's.
It was one of them's, right? And kind of points out the door.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well,
No, I recognize all of your faces just fine. It's when I don't recognize faces is when it becomes problems.
you know
George
what?
moves a little closer to make sure Atticus can see his face, so he learns it well.
It's so good.
Oh, I love George so much.
Please remember my face. Please remember my face when you go into whatever weird barbarian shark rage you go into.
Oh.
So you
Oh.
don't kill me.
Oh, Lord.
That's so good.
Atticus doesn't mean to be terrifying. I just built him after a large shark who's also a flirt and has a lot of trauma. Don't worry about it.
Outlet. A lot of wiggles.
And a lot of
So many wiggles.
So many wiggles. And I will say this is probably a good spot to wrap up the session for this evening.
Excellent.
Yay.
I wish we didn't have to, but yeah.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I know.
Wagic.
I'm sorry.
Everybody gets an Atticus kiss at the end
Oh,
of the session.
yay.
Here we go.
Everybody
Little
gets
Atticus smooch.
Little Atticuses.
A little Atticus.
Some Atticuses.
I'm telling you, he's the right height to like kneel down and give any one of the other 3 party members a smooch on the forehead.
That's
Oh.
perfect. That
And
is
you
so
know we love that
perfect.
shit.
Yeah.
We do. We're here for it.
That was so much fun.
Yay!
I won.
The party is now officially together.
Already showing that they're just insanely powerful. We've got a good guide. We've got one of those little spray screamy can things.
Yeah, we've got an air horn. Yeah.
An air horn, that's the word. That's the
Yeah.
word. And
We got a live air horn.
Yeah.
and 2 killing boys. It's fine.
That's perfect. Every party composition should have these things.
The navigator.
Navigator,
Air
an air horn,
horn,
and 2 murder hobos. Just that's
Murder
it.
hobos. That's
That's
a perfect
it. That's all you
composition.
need. That's all you
Carter
need to
doesn't-
be successful.
Carter doesn't want to kill, but he will.
But well, I'm a healer, but
Well, I'm not playing a healer this time. I'm just here to fuck it up.
I'm a baker, but
I'm a baker, but
wow, this is part 2, huh?
yeah. Hi.
Part 2 of I'm a baker, but
Amazing.
all
with
right,
2 2s or 1.
both.
And then this time they're all going to survive. And Casper's character isn't going to get blown up and crushed by rocks and make me sad forever.
Yeah.
No,
And then they can
no, there will
Form
be
a
no.
beautiful half-bee polycule that can live on the ship and Pips could be afraid of her large shark boyfriend forever.
That sounds good to me. There's no more Antony sadness going
No
on.
more.
It's
I
not
can't
the
do
same
that.
thing. No,
Nope.
can't do that here.
It's illegal. It's just illegal.
It's illegal in most places, especially here. Well, before we get ready to head out for the night, let's do our reintroduction to everybody who is playing tonight so that people who came later to the stream can see who you guys are and where to kind of keep up with the stuff that's going on. So, wow, that is a cute little doodle and some cute little beeps up in the corner. Who is making those cute little beeps?
Hi, I'm Beeps. Hi, I'm Olivia. My pronouns are she, her, because I remembered them this time. I play Piper, who is also she, her. She's afraid of everything, and it's fine. And you can find more of these doodles, these dumb doodles, at Ollie Artie on Twitter and Instagram. OLLIEARTIE. I was about to spell my last name, and that was incorrect.
There's also that really nice, fun fan art account.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that
I
great
don't know what you're
fan
talking
art.
about.
One
If
Piece
you
fan art
if you
account.
like
It's in
one
the chat.
Okay, good. Everybody
God.
go follow It's Your Kitchen and like every single art post that's there.
Yeah, you have to beat all the rest of us at how many likes we put in.
57,
You
Jason.
gotta beat 57 and then some, I guess. Just keep going. Don't stop.
Just
Like
keep going,
everything.
just-
Like everything there.
No, do not.
Do it. Do it, I dare you. And hey, that was one sexy fish. Who is that one sexy fish?
Hello, I'm Mish, and you broke the one rule that I had for tonight, which was don't perceive me, but you've been perceiving me for the last 3 hours. How dare
know. I'm sorry.
you? I play Atticus Brookside, who is the smoothest shark you've ever met. I'm having a great time being in peril and flirting. You can find me doing more things like being in peril and flirting and maybe being a hot demon man in a future visual novel. And you can follow all of that at twitter.com/miche_arts. And there you'll also find all the links to all the other junk that I do, writing, audio editing, screaming into the void, being dumb. And yeah, now you have to stop perceiving me. Quit it.
All right.
I can't cover my eyes. I'm a doodle.
Can we? Oh, okay. Wow, that looks like someone's gonna fight a man, but doesn't know how to fight. Who is that? Who doesn't know how to fight? It's
George. I
Yeah.
played George tonight. George uses he, him pronouns. He was about to fight a man, but doesn't know how. He also tried to crawl through a ceiling vent, but apparently doesn't know how either.
Oh no.
George is played by me, Ashley. I use they, them, and ze, them pronouns, and I'm an artist and a writer and a TTRPG player. And I also make a podcast called Finley and the Chaos Crew. And some of the people in this game have been on my podcast before.
I'm trying, dang it. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get that podcast.
I have ideas.
Oh.
I just haven't had a chance to bring them up yet.
Oh.
You can find Finley and the Chaos Crew at Finley Chaos Crew and Twitter and Instagram. You can find me at Ashley Craft on Instagram and TikTok, and at Ashley_Craft on Twitter. I also am doing a Kickstarter right now for Diary of Mothman, which is a queer immersive novel told through letters that will be sent to your home or email. It's a story of found family, friendship, and belonging. You'll get a letter every 2 weeks for a year, and we have pledges starting at just $1. So that is over. You can find the links to that on my social media right now. That is doing very well, and now is the time to get in, and sometime before April 1st if you want to get letters from Mothman's diary. So yeah, that's my fun little things I'm working on right now.
Hey yo.
Whee!
And I'm playing D&D here. Who is playing D&D? I'm not sure. You tell me.
I'm playing D&D here. What are you talking about, eh? I'm so glad I finally put a character on stream with that voice. I love doing that voice. Hello, my name is Casper. I use they, them, and he, him pronouns. Carter uses he, him, and they, them pronouns. Stick with what works. I am on this channel every Monday. Either playing here with Verbena, or other Mondays I am DMing for Clocked In, where Jason is a player and currently Ashley is a guest player. You can also find me with Jar of Rebuke, which is a podcast that 4/5 of the people here have been in. And I am also in a bunch of other stuff. The Soft Boiled Detective, Georgia Romero is done for, Finley and the Chaos Crew. I'm in a bunch of stuff. You can find all of it through my card, because I obsessively update it because it's fun to organize things. And yeah, I also sometimes hop on Jason's stream and join him for video games. And we're just basically playing whatever game and being queer. The usual. Yeah. And I'm going to use that to pass the baton to Jason.
Wow, I love Persona 5. Anywho, baton pass. Yeah, let's do it. Hi.
Looking cool, Joker.
For real? Hi, I'm Jason. I DM this game. I also play Clocked In, and I'm a goofy little not half elf. He's a full elf. I don't know my own characters. I play an elf ranger over there who's a mess and also queer. So if you like any of what I just said with my mouth, you should totally go over and watch next Monday, and even watch previous streams of D&D stuff that we have done here, because I have run something before. So if you like my DMing style and all of these goofy characters that I throw together for a story, go check it out. It's a cool time. I also stream casually on my own channel. I'm trying to get back into it after taking a little bit of a mental health hiatus, so I will be back on Wednesday. Hopefully the cursed Don't Starve Together stream finally happens. Please let the Don't Starve stream happen on Wednesday. I want it to happen. I want to goof around and put it in my mouth together with people. It's what we call Don't Starve Together.
It's what we call Don't Starve Together.
Don't worry about it. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Don't think about it too much.
It's fine. It's fine. I also do cool stuff with indie games. I wrote and did some cool stuff and social media managing for the Office Type, which just released its updated demo on Steam. So go download it, go play it. There's a Mac version coming soon. It's currently just Windows only, but the Mac version will be coming soon, so keep a lookout for that and give it a play. Let me know which characters you have in your original roster and add some love to your resume. I will also be keeping some announcements kind of in my back pocket for soon, hopefully, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. There's something coming up soon for the 18 plus BL visual novel that I'm in, Nightshade. There's going to be some kind of something soon, I don't know, about the release of the game. They've been getting very close to release, and I'm very excited. I play one of the antagonists, and it's a very good time, and it's very good, and the art style's really good, and everyone's cute and hot and adorable and attractive, and you should definitely go play it. It's about, like, drug cartels and romance,
and everyone's freaking beautiful.
Everyone's beautiful and queer, and that's it. That's it. It's right there. Everything you need, right there. Yeah, and then again, I help with Thesperience stuff and getting all of information from past Nexilis game streams up on our fandom wiki. We have an official fandom wiki with information. And these cast members, these lovely cast members, will have their own pages with information going up at some point once I write it and put it all together. But I always take notes and stuff from people who watch the streams that want to help contribute to getting information and character notes and everything like that up onto the website sooner.
So if you have anything, any notes that you've taken for any of the streams that you've watched us play in or any of the sessions that we've had, literally send it my way on Twitter. You can add me on Discord, anything like that, and we can get those notes and stuff up onto the wiki faster, and that would be awesome. So thank you very much to everyone who has already offered assistance and help with things. It really means a lot. And also, before we go, there's a phrase that keeps popping into my head, and it sounds a little bit like get 10% off of your order at Grinding Coffee Co. by using code Nexilis Games at checkout.
Oh my god!
Also in my mind.
Oh my god! Really? You too? That's crazy.
It's so crazy.
And you know, I was kind of thinking along those lines. There's a link in the chat.
Oh, is there?
Yeah,
God.
actually, there's a link in the chat. If you click it and use promo code Nexilis Games at checkout, 10% off.
Oh my god,
Didn't you guys
10?
Didn't you guys say there was something cool coming out from them? Something
yeah.
new?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a decaf.
Decaf!
Coming
That's what
out.
decaf!
Yeah.
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 Man,
So they'll
that's-
have, your regular brew, they'll have cold brew and decaf.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. And then soon we'll have the gay tea in there too.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
crossing
Hopefully.
fingers, hopefully.
And I mean, there's, I keep, whack, jack, hack it, do they have like clothes and stuff there too?
They do, yeah. They have
What?
hoodies.
Yeah, that's what it.
hats.
There, yeah.
Masks, because everyone should be
Masks.
wearing one, please, for the love of God.
Yeah.
Mugs. They have
Oh, yeah.
mugs with like skulls on them, drinking coffee. How can you get cooler than that? You know?
You get a mug to put your cool, queer, black-owned coffee.
Yeah.
Into?
Into the mug, and then you drink it.
It's a gay mug.
It's
a gay mug.
It's
Gay
Gay
mug
mug.
for gay coffee for gay
Gay-
breakfast.
Yeah.
For
Gay
gay
breakfast.
breakfast.
Gay
Gay
breakfast. Exactly.
You gotta have it. You gotta have your
So-
gay coffee and your gay mug for your gay
For
breakfast.
gay breakfast. But we do, in all honesty, want to thank Grinding Coffee Co. for supporting our stream and being such a cool partner and having such gay coffee. We love it.
Yeah.
Love the gay
We
coffee.
love the gay
Yeah.
coffee.
And as I said last stream, have met the people in charge, genuinely super cool people. So like great business, great people, great coffee, 10% off using promo code Nexilis Games at checkout. You win.
Just saying.
Everyone wins.
I'm just saying, you should do it.
Yeah. Also, super quick, I would like to give a shout out to our mod in the chat, Go At It Coquetries. Cecil has been
Yay.
keeping our chats safe and functioning and going through all of our streams recently, and it's greatly appreciated. So thank you very much, Cecil, for all that you do. Go check out their art. They do some cool stuff.
You do.
Yeah.
cool, and we love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cecil's the best. I love Cecil.
Yeah.
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 Well, I guess with that, I don't know. I think we've just about wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
I know.
Jason, I will say you have been beat. Someone proceeded to like 200 tweets. Thanks.
Because I already liked all the other ones. I liked all the other ones.
You liked all the
already.
other ones?
I already liked them
So
already.
thanks.
Yeah, it's fine. It's, whatever. It's fine.
Unlike them and like them again.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, unlike them and like them again.
Yeah,
Go
Cass?
through.
I just want to say about next stream.
Yes. What about next stream?
Oh, did you want me to, or that we're
Oh,
not
the next
doing it for
Verbena
first?
stream?
Yes.
Oh, we can talk about it after Clocked In next week.
Oh, cool. Alrighty.
Yeah. So there we go. We got it. So next week we will not be having Verbena. We will be having Clocked In. So if you are interested in coming to see us play D&D again, it is a slightly different group of people, but the same amount of queer energy, the same amount of entertainment, the same goofy voices. It's great. It's a good time.
It's fantastic.
It's so good.
Wonderful
So
time.
yeah, so we will be back next week with Clocked In. So I guess with that, everybody have a good night. Treat yourself well this rest of the week because we're starting off strong. Nice.
Hey.
So until then, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Dream of nice,
Night.
smooth sharks.
Hey.
Indeed.
Smoothest sharks.